Schwab Tires football playoffs.
Good luck.
At midfield are the captains for both teams. First for the visiting Nevada Union Miners representing the Metro League. Captain number 2 is Rich Herrera. Captain number 5, James Brindley. Captain number 11, Nick Cartan. And number 59 is Andrew Jackson. The Jesuit captain, number 44.
Live from Loyola Field on the campus of Jesuit High School in Carmichael, California, Touchdown Productions, Championship Television for the Foothills, is proud to present the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Division I Football Playoffs. Today in the opening round, on the road to the section title, your undefeated Delta League champion, the Jesuit Marauders, taking on the Metro League representative, your Nevada Union Miners, right here on your Foothill Game of the Week. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the CIF Division I Football Playoffs, featuring two of the top high school football teams perennially in the Sacramento area. I'm Pete Dufour, along with my partner Ron Roskelley, our producer-director Gil Dominguez, and, of course, the entire Touchdown Productions sports team. We're ready to open up the playoff season with a great rivalry here today. The Big M, Marty Mortensen, and the Big A, Jim Adams, will be back next week. Until then, Ron and I will do our best to fill in for Marty and Jim. Big thank you to both guys for helping us prepare for today's contest. We're going to go right out to the coin toss right now. Looks like Nevada Union has...
Put your back here, red. You're right here.
Nevada Union has won the toss but deferred. Jesuit will receive. And so that's how we're going to start off this ball game today, with Nevada Union kicking off to Jesuit from our left to our right. Miners Road to the section title is being underwritten by Liberty Motors and the new Liberty Motors in Auburn. Liberty Motors, your Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth dealer, proudly displaying the Motor Trend SUV of the year, the 2004 Hemi-powered Dodge Durango, only at Liberty Motors and Liberty Motors in Auburn.
Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals. HBE Rental Manager Craig Arthur knows you have a lot of work to do before winter sets in, so he has a variety of tools on hand so you finish those final projects of the year. Hanson Brother Construction and HBE Rentals.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. State Farm Insurance agent Mike Bratton is proud to offer you a variety of insurance products for your auto, life, and health to protect you, your family, and your investments. Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services.
Placer Title Company, Sally Vigel and Larry Ingersoll. Remind you that a Placer Title offers you full service title and escrow services. Now has 2 locations to serve you in Grass Valley and the new office in Bear River, and the new Combi Center, Placer Title Company.
Paulette's Country Kitchen. Paulette and John Rickard offer a traditional country-style breakfast every day of the week with a complete and varied menu, including breakfast and lunch served all day long. And, of course, those homemade pies. Paulette's Country Kitchen.
Grass Valley Glass. The Solomon family, Shauna, Marty, and NU linebacker Coach Curtis can provide you with one-day windshield replacement or repair and work with most major insurance companies to get you on the road fast. Grass Valley Glass.
Touchdown Productions, championship television for the Foothills since 1997. Thank you for joining us tonight, and be sure to tune in every week as we follow all the local teams through the playoffs on our Foothill network of stations. That's Auburn Cable Television, ACTV Channel 20 in Auburn, USA Media, Channel 23 in Bear River, and Colfax, NCTV Channel 11 in Grass Valley and Nevada City, and our newest station, Lake of the Pines, Channel 7. Touchdown Productions, our Foothill Game of the Week. Well, we're going to wrap up the seasons briefly here for both teams. Jesuit has had a pretty good year. They're 10-0, of course. They've knocked NU out 2 years in a row. For Coach Dan Carmazzi's top-seeded team in the Division I bracket, this has really been a rocket ride to the moon. And, Ron, they've been on a roll the second half of this season.
A roll indeed, Pete. The Marauders have not allowed a touchdown in the past 5 weeks and have outscored their opponents 181-2 during that stretch.
And while Jesuit's been rolling, Nevada Union has been reeling. This has been a season of peaks and valleys for the 10th-ranked Miners. The peaks were some huge victory margins over some decent and some not-so-decent teams. The valleys, hard-fought losses. The two teams ahead of them in league play both beat them the last 2 weeks of the regular season. So NU is coming into the game on a 2-game losing streak, and I wonder how long it's been since Dave Humphers has been able to say, gee whiz, we haven't won a game in 3 weeks. So the Granite Bay Grizzlies beat them a couple of weeks ago. An arch rival in 3rd rank, Grant Pacers, beat them the week before that. And this is the first time NU has lost 2 league games back-to-back since 1995. They'll be trying to snap that losing streak today in this game against the team you see on your screen, the 10-0 Jesuit Marauders. The Foothill game of the week. The Miners' road to the section title is being underwritten by Top This Truck and Auto Accessories. Chuck Cavros dishes up truck and auto attitude every day with a selection of truck products for all the construction and commercial trades, including weather guard, DZ, and racket truck racks. Top This Truck and Auto Accessories.
Pro Glass. Pro Glass specializes in many types of custom glass shower enclosures and decorative mirrors, along with installation of energy-efficient replacement windows or windows for the new construction. Save you money on heating and cooling your home. The name says it. All Pro Glass.
Smiley Services. Smiley Services helps Nevada County families with a smile and specializes check cashing for people with no checking account, money orders, faxes, and cash advances. When life catches you by surprise, Smiley Services.
Beam Easy Living Center. The 5,000 square foot showroom at the Beam Center is ready for you to explore, and the Beam Center staff takes the time to explain the latest audio and video components in home theater audio. Plasma TV, so you can make the right decision for you. Beam Easy Living Center.
Hills Flat Lumber Company. Hills Flat has 2 locations to serve you, the original Hills Flat in Grass Valley and the solar-powered Hills Flat in Colfax. Both specialize in do-it-best products. Hills Flat Lumber Company, big enough to give selection, but small enough to know your name.
Landcraft Landscape Construction, Homecraft Building and Design. Tony Barris and Brian Foster can provide you with all your home design needs. Tony specializes in creating custom outdoor living spaces, and Brian remodels your fine custom home. Landcraft Landscape Construction and Homecraft Building and Design.
And, of course, by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 8th season televising high school football. This is Pete Dufour, along with my broadcast partner, Ron Roskelley, saying thank you for inviting us into your living rooms every week as we continue to bring you playoff football right here on your Foothill Game of the Week, aired on our Foothill network of stations. You hear the Nevada Union crowd cheering as the player introductions are taking place. They're going to introduce the NU players first. That's very nice. I'll tell you what, the section folks, Pete Sacco, a longtime commissioner of the Sac Joaquin section, they just do an outstanding job, and this is their time of year to really shine and to really shine the spotlight on high school athletes. And for many, many years, Pete Sacco has been doing an awesome job at that, and we wish to congratulate his crew as they begin the postseason here. This is, of course, the second day of playoff action. Some results from last night quickly, and we'll talk about these more later. Granite Bay, the number 1 team out of the Metro League, they defeated Laguna Creek 44-18. Napa defeated Grant, so Grant has been eliminated from these playoffs. The score was 40-34. The game wasn't quite as close as the score might have indicated, but it was a very close game in the fact that Grant had the ball and was trying to put together a drive, and it ended with a minute to go. Mike Alberghini's Pacers end their season. For Division II, Oak Ridge rolling over El Camino 70-14, and Chandler Clemens, the quarterback and the grandson of the legendary Sac State football coach Ray Clemens, threw for 300 yards in that one. Del Oro, despite losing running back Rhino Gonzalez and a backup running back and their kicker Nick Huppy to injuries and an ejection, they defeated Benicia by a score of 34-7. Rio Linda over Sonora 25-22. Bear River defeated Center, so they move on to the second round. Scott Scavoy's Bear River Bruins. Michael Fredrickson ran for 2 touchdowns in this one, the Bruins quarterback. And Manteca defeated Colfax in an awesome game up at Colfax that Ron and I had a chance to see last night. Colfax season ends at 10-1. The score 18-17 when Anthony King for the Buffaloes kicked a field goal with just 35 seconds remaining in that one. So Colfax has been eliminated. And the Miners fans are getting excited here as they have been announced. And now the Jesuit Marauders, the Delta League champions, are going to be announced. You see them coming out on the field. For NU, 3 losses on the year. Number 2 week of the season, a very tough vintage team came in into Hooper Stadium and beat the Miners 30-20. NU had beaten the Crushers 3 times in a row, including a 60-point thrashing in their first meeting. The Crushers returned the favor by stuffing NU's rushing game while rushing for 350 yards of their own. And Nevada Union just couldn't get on track in that game. At Grant, 3 weeks ago, the Miners led 21-0 at halftime, but didn't score again the rest of the game. Grant came back strong in the second half and won that one 24-21. The Miners were driving for the game-tying or game-winning score at the end of the game. Their drive stalled on the 15-yard line as time ran out on the clock on a controversial finish. I asked Coach Humphers about that finish, and he thought the clock should have stopped, but he's probably seen that happen before. And he says, we're not going to blame the officials. We had opportunities to win that game. Ryan Herrera had a 100-yard game, but half of those came on just 1 carry. So the NU running game not terribly effective in that one. In the Granite Bay loss, Coach Humphers thought they moved the ball very well and played very physical on defense. He was fairly happy with the way they played. They just couldn't punch it into the end zone. Granite Bay's quarterback, Pat Devney, threw 2 touchdown passes, 1 for 65 yards. The only fourth quarter score was a Grizzly touchdown to put the game away. NU's Brindley, 10 tackles. Beer Temple had 2 sacks for the Miners and some really tough hits. So the Miners limping a bit into the playoffs in that they have a 2-game losing skid. Last week, of course, was a bye week, but it's up to the Miners now to see if they can turn history around and fade around a little bit, because it's been these Jesuit Marauders the last 2 years, Ron, who have knocked them out of the playoffs.
This is unfamiliar territory for them, coming in as the number 3 seed out of the Metro. But they, in watching some game tape of them and seeing the Miners play, Coach Humphers always has them ready to play. I think they'll be pumped up. They've got a little score to settle here with the Marauders, and he looks like he's got them ready. This is always a great coach team, and I think, Pete, that this is going to be one of the better games of the weekend.
I think so too, and it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Carmichael, and a lot of folks from high schools all around the area are here watching this one. And why not? Jesuit, Nevada Union really doesn't get much better than that. For Nevada Union, of course, Rich Herrera has been their big running back, and he has been doing a great job. 4 sets of brothers and 2 sets of twins on this NU team. Number 2 is Rich Herrera, and number 20, who shares the backfield with him quite a bit, is Ryan Herrera. And they both carry the ball quite a bit for Nevada Union. It'll be Rich Herrera with most of the yards. He's got about 950 on the year.
Ryan, right?
Excuse me, Ryan Herrera. Whoops. Okay, it's time for our national anthem, the Jesuit High School Pep Band, with our national anthem. Nicely done by the Pep Band. As we were saying, the Herrera brothers carrying a big part of the load for Nevada Union on the year. Ryan Herrera with 950 yards, Rich Herrera with 653 yards. The Miners don't pass overly amount of times, but when they do, it's usually Ty Smith, the junior quarterback, who gets the call. His favorite receiver is Josh Noxon. Players to look for on defense: Andrew Jackson, outstanding lineman. I believe he plays both ways. James Brindley, the leading tackler on the team. Ryan Herrera, the leading scorer, with 104 points, and brother Rich right behind him with 32, and Chris Jelinski, the kicker, with 31. I asked Coach Humphers about the kicking situation. He really has had 3 good kickers this year. Chris Jelinski has kicked a 56-yard field goal, almost unheard of in high school for distance. But he also has another good one who we used last week, who is sometimes more accurate. And so from time to time, he'll use different kickers. He just kind of likes to go with the guy who's in the best, is the hottest one at the time. Looking for Brendan McFadden. He's a big tight end. He's been out with a bone bruise for several weeks, and if he is back, he's a devastating blocker for Nevada Union, and he's a tight end. We'll look for him out there as well. It is going to be Chris Jelinski who will be kicking off, and back deep is Brian Devlin and Kevin Osborne. They are both wide receiver defensive back types. And we are about underway. About 63 degrees, about a 15-mile-an-hour wind, and that ball is kicked all the way to about the 2-yard line. A fake reverse, and it is Osborne with the ball coming up the near side, and he's tackled over there by Jim Gamble. And so they will take over 1st and 10, the Marauders, at the just shy of the 20-yard line, right? We'll call it the 20. 1st and 10 for Jesuit High School. Dan Carmazzi's number 2 ranked in the Sacramento area, but only by a couple of points behind Del Oro. They've played a very tough season. They're 10-0, 7-0 in the Delta League. They've beaten some teams that have ended their seasons at 9-1, and they've beaten some teams that haven't had very good years. And here is the give on the first play to their workhorse. That's Sean McNamara, running back. And McNamara is stopped. But he does pick up, looks about, we don't have a stencil on this side of the field, so.
Right about the 25-yard line.
From up above, it says the 23, looking at the scoreboard over there.
Yeah.
Just underway, first quarter, second play of the game. And that ball carrier is stuffed in the backfield.
Good job by the interior line at NU. They looks like the Marauders come out trying to test that line. They just went off tackle. Now they went up the middle to kind of test to see where they're at. Here you see on the replay.
That's McNamara.
McNamara straight up to get. Oh man, number 50 comes in and just tattoos him on the outside, coming in from his guard position. Thomas Brindley.
He's the nose tackle, and they are starting out with a looks like a. No, it's a blitz, and we got a flag on the play.
Flags down. Number 50, Thomas Brindley has he's got a very good quickness. He gets right by that center. He's going to create a lot of havoc in the backfield for the Jesuit Marauders.
See what the Miners line up with defensively. Coach Humphers likes to mix it up. He'll throw a 6-man front, 5-man front, different coverages in the backfield, and Jesuit will do the same thing.
He's up at a 62 right now, NU's defense.
6-man front with the 2 linebackers. And it's a draw, and up the middle, and stop. There's a fumble, and Jesuit, it looks like, recovered. I believe it was Boylan, the quarterback, who fell on that ball. But great defense for Nevada Union. Mike McLean getting in there. And we're going to get a look at this. A great way to start the ball game for NU.
Nice delay.
Nice official work. A fumble.
Number, looked like 68 or 58.
Actually, I believe stripping the ball was Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
The right defensive end. We'll hear a lot from him, or tackle. We'll hear his name quite a bit today, I'm sure. And now Jesuit's going to have to punt from deep in his own territory, and that's Jacob Scott, their kicker and punter. And it's a fake reverse. He's still got the ball. And looks like Beer Temple on the return, and Evan Reuter on the stop. But NU with excellent field position. They start their first drive in Jesuit territory at about the 44-yard line. So 44 yards to go to the end zone for Nevada Union.
Seems like a lot of the defenders today are trying to strip that ball. That's on that play there too. Jesuit was going for the ball, and same thing happened on defense with NU. It seems like the first guy going through is trying to tackle the guy and rip the ball out.
Nick Cartan is the quarterback. The senior gets the start against Jesuit. The give is up the middle, and this one is Ryan Herrera, and he pulls his way down to about the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of nearly 9. It'll be second down and a long one to go for the first down.
He just put his head down, just doing a quick hitter off the right side.
And NU's going with a quick hitter offense right now. Cartan gets it out there to the left side, and that was Nathan Basso with the reception. I don't believe he gained any yards. He might have lost a yard on the play. So it'll be third down now and about 2 to go for the first down.
Kevin O'Brien from Jesuit in on that on the hit.
And here's the give, and busted it up the middle. He could go all the way. Rich Herrera, touchdown, Nevada Union.
Nice inside trap play. They get the motion going left. Got Herrera coming back through on the inside trap. Good trap blocking, and he just went untouched right through the middle to the end zone.
A 36-yard run for Rich Herrera on third down and 2 from the 3. And that NU is on the board. The kick is up, and it is wide to the left. And unfortunately, the kicking issue continues. That's Dante Punteri, who's been very accurate as of late. Missed a kick against Granite Bay. NU has some guys who can kick the ball, but it's just getting it between those uprights been a little bit of a problem. So the extra point is no good.
Nice fake on Strong.
Replay.
Here comes Herrera. He takes his nice sill block there and up the middle untouched. They did a great job pulling everybody, making it look like they were going to go around on a strong left student body left, and Herrera came back through on the trap, and nobody was there. Nobody stayed home. They had all the linebackers committed, and that was just a great call by Coach Humphers, and Herrera just accelerated through the hole, and it's 6-0 NU.
Well, here comes the kickoff, and it'll be Ulinski to kick off. For Nevada Union doesn't need much of a run-up, and look at that kick all the way into the end zone for a touchback. That's his 23rd touchback of the year, Chris Ulinski. So NU stops Jesuit. Jesuit goes 3 and out, punts the ball, a poor punt. NU takes over, moves the ball, and on third down, 36-yard run up the middle by Rich Herrera. This young man here at quarterback, Evan Boylan's thrown for 1,300 yards this year, but this time it's a give. And good penetration again by Nevada Union as Tim Doyle is stuffed for a loss.
Good defense on by the NU Miners on that. The whole left side, they read that play real well. They were in the 62, and the defensive end stepped up, turned it inside, and everybody cleaned up.
Well, I thought it was a loss, but they're going to give him credit for about a yard. We'll call it second down and 9 from the 21. And here's the pitch. Back to Doyle again. And he is hit and dropped
by Reese Minor.
Reese Minor getting in there.
Nice read by Reese. A little toss to the coming to the left. You'll see here, nice little toss. He's got blockers out front. Reese comes in and just sheds through and makes a great hit right there and knocks him down. He came from the outside. He never saw him coming.
That's actually James Brindley. His number uniform got kind of crooked there. It looked like a 6. It's really a 5.
Oh.
And he's the free safety, and he is a good hitter. You see him in on a lot of running plays. That's a heck of a play. Pickup of about 2 now. 3rd down and 5, and that's a 1st down, and that's Doyle. Doyle breaks a tackle. He's at midfield. He's at the 40, the 30, and he fumbles the ball from behind. It goes right to a Jesuit player, and he'll run it in for the touchdown. Stephen Davis. From 15 yards out, the ball bounced right to him. And I tell you, you won't see that play again in a month of Sundays, Ron.
That's got to be one of the more interesting plays we've seen this year. A Minor chases him down, catches him, and next thing you know, he strips the ball bounces out, but right in to the hands of a number 10, Brian Devlin, and he takes it the last 20 yards and puts it in the end zone.
Well, it's a 76-yard play. I think you
score
score that as a 10-yard touchdown or 15-yard touchdown run on a fumble recovery, but it's a 76-yard play. And, you know, it looked like he was going to have the 1st down and was going to be stopped, but he broke a tackle, did Doyle, and was, across midfield, and then somebody got him from behind. Boy, that was an
interesting play. I like you say, I don't think yes.
I believe we're going to see a lot of excitement here today. And now this is a very good kicker on Jacob Scott. Got a good leg. Converted. He's only missed 5 extra points all year. He got that one with something to spare. And Jesuit takes a 7-6 lead with 6 minutes and 55 seconds here in the first quarter.
Here we go. We're back to pass. They clear out the right side real well. Gets a nice little hitch there. He breaks a tackle there by
Beer Temple, I
Beer
believe,
Temple.
had a shot at him.
And then he starts accelerating down the sidelines. He gets out to the sidelines to cut down the angles. Gets a good block there. And then James Brindley comes in behind and strips the ball. Great job by Brindley. But then the bounce goes right back up to Brian Devlin, who just continues on down the field and
Beer Temple can't catch up with him.
Scores a touchdown. Beer Temple, how could he imagine he's going to get a fumble like that that jumps right up into Devlin's hands? That was an unusual play, I'm sure. Those are the kind as a coach you just shake your head and go, sometimes the ball bounces your way and sometimes it don't.
That one, incredible. And right off the bat, incredible camera work. Guys, nice job to pick up that entire play. That was a thing of beauty right there. Well, it's the playoffs. It's Jesuit and NU, and anything can happen. Jake Scott, wow, he kicked that ball out of the end zone.
That was a 62-yard field goal.
My God. We got some kickers. We got some runners. We got a little bit of everything.
It just doesn't seem right. Most high schools are just dying to try to find some kid that can kick an extra point, and these guys have got half the team that can do it.
It was Devlin that scored that.
Yeah, Brian Devlin.
11 had it, and 10 ended up with it.
Nice give up the middle. Herrera.
Knocks it into the ball game, knocks in the wide receiver. And still going with the senior, Nick Cartan, at quarterback. Jesuit gives you a lot of different looks defensively. And looking to pass. Cartan, he's got Noxon open, but Noxon couldn't quite catch up to it at about the 40-yard line.
Noxon looked like he slowed down to look back for the pass. If he had just kept over and looked over his shoulder, he was wide open. That was a great play. Nice fake up the middle and a little play action. he let it go, and that was a good pass by
Nick Cartan.
Nick Cartan. I mean,
He hasn't done most of the throwing this year. It's mostly been Ty Smith, the junior, but he's getting the call here in the first 2 series, and a give up the middle there, and Nevada Union now finding itself with a 3rd down, and wow, very close to the 1st down, probably actually 4th down and 1.
Looks like they're going to punt.
I think so. Here comes the kicker, Ulinski. He's like Scott. He does the kickoffs and the punting.
We have Devlin back for the Marauders, along with
2 deep. And it takes a bounce right to Kevin Osborne, the fleet wide receiver. He's up the far side. He breaks a tackle, and I think he stepped out of bounds, and they are whistling this play dead at about the 40-yard line thereabouts. So Jesuit will take over with good field position.
I think he was a little upset at himself because he had the sideline, he had some good blocking, and he got a Miner got a helmet on him and just jogged him out of bounds a little bit, and that was a game. I mean, kind of a touchdown saving little tap because he had the sidelines the rest of the way if he didn't get step out of bounds there.
Well, we are in the first quarter. We have 5 minutes, 43 seconds to go. It's the home team, Jesuit, leading Nevada Union 7-3. Jesuit with the ball. And this is their 3rd possession. And Boylan looking to go deep to the end zone, overthrows everybody. It's just a long foul ball. It's 2nd down and 10.
You really let that one go. There was a good defense by the Miners. Jacob Moore was back there. Defending, they had 2 Miner DBs were back in the area, so that would have well covered by the Miners.
The wind in this stadium, as I'm looking at it here, Loyola Field at Jesuit High School, pretty much runs east-west, and the wind is coming from the north, coming from the Jesuit side, the opposite side of the field from us. And both quarterbacks and both kickers having no problem with distance throwing the ball today so far. Now, Boylan wants to take a timeout, so Jesuit with their first timeout of the ball game.
A lot of fireworks in this game. I mean, the running games are pretty much being handled up the middle, except for the one trap for NU. But now they've tried the deep balls, both teams.
Inside NU football with Coach Dave Humphers, broadcast live 8:30 p.m. from the NCTV Channel 11 studios. That's every Wednesday night. You watch Gil Dominguez and Dave Humphers talking about this game, and he'll tell you why he did what he did when he did, and what didn't work, and what could have worked, and what he wished he would have done.
I'm sure he's going to just love to tell you about that first Jesuit touchdown, because there's just not a good way to defend that one.
I think the big marauder in the sky was looking down on Jesuit, the home team, in that one. They even more powerful than the big Dodger.
James Brindley did a good job on that play.
Okay, here we go. And it's 2nd down and 10, and struggling forward for yardage. Once again, Sean McNamara is a 5'10", 185-pound senior fullback. Number 8, you see him right there. Jesuit is not a huge team, at the skilled positions. Boylan is a pretty big boy, 6'3", 200, but the running backs and the wide receivers are on the small side. They do have some beef up front, though.
Like NU, I think Jesuit does a lot with quickness.
3rd and 2. The give, the fake. And around the near side is Kevin Osborne, and it looks like he's got the first down. Down to about the 20, let's see, that's about the 29-yard line. That's enough for a first down. The chains are moving.
I'm a little surprised that Osborne, it just looks like the play was slow in developing, and he just it looks like that play could have been a lot bigger. But, he just wasn't really accelerating around the corner.
Both these teams do a lot with deception. As you mentioned, quickness and deception, and the wing tee is famous for that. A lot of motion here on Jesuit's part. And now Boylan back to pass, rolling right. End zone, and that will be overthrown and picked off. That ball is intercepted.
Nice catch.
James Brindley. He had a score to settle because he had a shot on that touchdown run by Tim Doyle and Brian Devlin. He had a shot to make a tackle right there. He saw that ball was going to be deep. Watch him go after it.
You see this. The receiver kind of breaks off his route like he's going to go out, and all of a sudden he sees the ball going into the end zone, so he starts to break back. And Brindley's is behind him.
Just barely got a foot in. We're back to live action now, and here's Herrera off right tackle. He's going to pick up about 4.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 for the Miners as they try to get out from the shadow of their goalposts.
Herrera coming out, take a breather.
Pickup of about 4.
I like the way the Nevada Union Miners break the huddle and come sprinting up.
And they're not that far from the line of scrimmage when they do huddle. Back to pass. Cartan, it's a wobbler, a floater, and that was more into the wind than some of the others that we've seen. And I think, Ron, he might have been hit as he threw that ball. Let's take a look here.
He has the drag man open. Here he is. He's dropping back. He has the drag man open up in the middle, but he's trying to go for a little bit more of a gun. He sets back. He sets his feet. And just as he's about to go, he gets hit.
Yes, he was. He hung in there, though. He's the senior, and he's carried the team so far in this game. Back to live action. Cartan. That ball is fumbled, picked off, and they're scrumming for it. And Jesuit has recovered. Almost like he took it away from him. I'm not sure if that was going to be the wraparound draw or what that going to be, but Joel Karakozov, one of the leading sackers for Jesuit, ended up with that ball.
Another one of those wild plays that's depicting this game tonight.
Today. 3:48, and we're still in the first quarter. This is great Division I football. And I'm seeing something on the sideline I'm sorry to report, and that is that Brennan McFadden looks like he's still in street clothes, and he still has a bone bruise on his left leg. Now the give up the middle, the right side rather, is Doyle. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's still on his feet struggling for the end zone as Beer Temple tried to drag him down. He's got a first down, and he's down to about, looks like the 3-yard line.
Tim Doyle doing a great job on that one. Just, nothing really fancy, just an off tackle to the right. And the thing about it is he made contact, but he kept his feet moving. That is so imperative to successful running backs, is keep your legs pumping, keep your feet moving, and he found a little opening, slid sideways, and got an extra 6-7 yards.
First down Jesuit at the 4-yard line now. Marauders lead it 7-6, still in the first quarter. Boylan doesn't like what he sees. Now he's going to call timeout. That's the second timeout for Jesuit here in this first half.
Well, he didn't see what they wanted to have lined up wise. I mean, here they're on the 4 down, knocking on the door. He wants to get, coach wants to get this right so he can. We're going to get to see this last run here on the replay. See, he just keeps pumping his legs, He makes contact there again. He just keeps pumping his legs. He slides sideways. He just keeps pumping his legs, and he buys himself about 6, 7, 8 yards here, and getting some help there from some of his blockers. But he made contact at the line of scrimmage, just bounced off. He just kept his legs driving and got himself down to the 4.
Well, in that case, Beer Temple had a hold of his jersey, and he really couldn't let go because there was no room. Maybe that's not the way you necessarily want to tackle, but if he lets go, he might not get him back in time to keep him from getting in the end zone.
Miners, actually, we had mentioned this at the beginning of the game. Both teams seem to be wanting to go for the ball instead of squaring up and wrapping. We talked about that early in the first couple of series, and the same thing happened there. Everybody wants to try to keep this circus going and get the ball back.
First down and goal from the 4. Jesuit with a 1-point lead, trying to make it a 7-point lead. And there's the pitch. Doyle, right side. Good pressure, but he squeaks through and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
There's that patent defense from NU. Lots of gang tackling, lots of good pursuit. They had 7 white jerseys all over Tim Doyle.
They had good, I believe that was Jackson again, Andrew Jackson, number 59. You see him there on the left side of the ball, his left side of the ball, who got through there. And that is down to about the 1 yard line as McNamara busts off the left side.
Good line movement from the Jesuit offensive line. NU is getting tough here, but it is hard to stop a quick team like this if you get them inside the 5. Waiting for the Jesuit. Coming to the line of scrimmage. They are almost out of time here on the
from the 1 yard line. Boylan's going to keep it, and no sign yet.
No sign yet.
This is going to be 4th, and do we have a fumble?
NU saying they got the ball.
And now they signal touchdown.
Holy cow, from getting the ball to touchdown.
That was from both extremes there. Let's watch and see if this play was an improv play by Boylan with a little signal here. We get a chance to look at it here.
Here we go. He's coming up. There's no call on the play.
We're going to get the extra point attempt first here. Don't want to miss a thing here. This is Jacob Scott, number 23. And it's down, it's up, and boy, he has got quite a leg. He kicked that ball all the way over the track. Makes it 14 to nothing, 14 to 6 rather.
He comes up. He just gooses the center, and away they go. They do a no sound quarterback sneak. He comes up. He makes sure his players are set. He just comes up, slaps the center on the rear, and away they go. And they just blew into the end zone. That's hard to stop. You know, you're sitting there waiting for a count, and they go on a no audible snap and push their way into the end zone.
And you again signaling they thought they had come up with a loose ball. But they didn't quite apparently get it, according to the officials. We thought maybe it'd be a 4th down and goal from the 1 or an NU fumble recovery, but no, it was a Jesuit touchdown.
It is hard to stop a team as offensive-minded as Jesuit. You get them inside that red zone, and especially inside the 10. Turnovers, if this game is going to clean up, they're going to have to get rid of the turnovers, both teams.
But we got a good one. We're still in the first quarter, 14 to 6, Jesuit. Now this is a low line drive kick that will get its way into the end zone, and NU will take over on their own 20.
Both kickers seem to, despite the win, have enough leg to just put the ball in the end zone. And you don't see that in a lot of football games, especially at the high school level, where consistently both kickers are just booming the ball into the end zone, especially with the gusts of wind we're getting.
And the pass goes to Herrera, near side. He breaks a tackle and looks like he might have enough for the first down.
Nice little play action, just a little out by the wing, and that's a great little solid play all year for the Miners, and it's hard to defend.
And what do we have, a penalty here? We do. Penalty against Nevada Union. Didn't see the call there, did you?
I'm waiting. I'm
explaining something to Nick Cartan.
I haven't seen the white hat yet.
Oh, there it is. Looked like a motion penalty or something. I'm not sure, but it's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down, but it's 1st and 15 from the 15 for Nevada Union. Cartan give up the middle, and Herrera spinning, trying to get positive yardage. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like he got about 5.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Nice run by Herrera. You know, just leap. Here you go, Herrera. He just takes the ball up the middle, breaks a couple little arm tackles there, keeps spinning, keeps his legs moving.
Here's Herrera again, and again he picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
Herrera's just a pounding running back. He just makes, he delivers a lot of blows.
3rd down and about 6. And the wind is really starting to pick up now. And that, I think, is a good thing for Nevada Union because they don't rely on the pass nearly as much as Jesuit does. Beautiful sunny day here at Loyola Field, Jesuit High School in Carmichael. Pete Dufour along with Ron Roskelley. We're looking at the scoreboard and only a few seconds remaining here in the first quarter. NU trailing Jesuit 14-6. Cartan, the senior, back to pass. Throws it up. Noxon looking for it. And it's almost intercepted. 3 Jesuit defenders back there. And the ball is incomplete.
Yeah, the entire Jesuit defensive backfield was back there. And
Richard Dye was the one who broke it up. Number 81.
Just a nice, was set up to be more of a timing pattern, sending one guy across and a drag across the middle and the player deep.
Now Jelinski's going to punt it out of there. It's a great punt on a windy day, all the way back to the 30-yard line, and moving up to about the 38-yard line is Kevin Osborne. Let's take a look at the replay now on the pass play, Ron.
Yeah, see, we got a lot of, look, there's 3 guys right there. And he almost, it's broken up, but I mean, he's right on track to catch that ball. If it doesn't get hit, he probably brings that down.
Into the sun and everything. Nice effort by Josh Noxon. He's a 5'11" junior wide receiver.
I'm amazed at this with this win, just how much the kicking and throwing game is still going on. I mean, these guys have got some strong arms and legs.
Some good athletes out there on the field. Boylan back to pass, and he's got a receiver here on the near side for a first down. And it's Ryan Herrera, I beg your pardon.
Just a little hitch. The cornerbacks from NU playing a little soft on that way. He just pitched him back to 8-yard little hitch, took the pass, and got the first down.
And that's the end of the first quarter, but you know what? They won't have far to go to move the sticks because it's from
right
one side of the 50 to the other side of the 50. The Delta League champion, Jesuit Marauders. They beat St. Mary's from Stockton by 1 point. They beat the University of San Diego at Henry Field in San Diego 16-13 by a 3-point win. They had a 3-point win against Franklin from South Sac, and those are the only close games they've had. Everything else pretty much been a blowout. And again, as we mentioned, they've outscored their opponents 181-2 in the last 5 games, including 4 consecutive shutouts. Well, Nevada Union put an end to that shutout streak right quick. But Jesuit has come back with 14 unanswered points, and they have the ball at NU's 49-yard line as we begin this second quarter. Nice shot here of Loyola Field as we zoom in on the home side.
Pretty big crowd here today for this game.
Yeah, a lot of folks around the Sacramento area love to see NU play, and they don't always get a chance to get up to Grass Valley to see them. So when they're playing local, they want to come down. And there's only one other game today in the CIF Sac Joaquin section going on. So this is the game of choice, the featured game, if you will. Boylan back to pass on the run, directing traffic, and he's going to run, throw an incomplete pass after all of that. And you just couldn't quite get to him.
The pass was actually caught by Brian Devlin, but out of bounds.
So that's an incomplete pass. You have to complete the pass on the field. It's part of the rules. Ron Roskelley.
I'm just trying to give Brian Devlin his due for
quarter.
catching the ball.
Jesuit hustling up to the ball. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. Boylan on a give. That's Doyle. Oh, is he rocked? He picked up about 2 yards and was met by a brick wall over there.
What a hit.
Still
He
trying
came
to find
through
out who that was.
Here we come with a good acceleration. I'm trying to see. Man, he is just
Now that was a good tackle.
That was a great tackle. That was
it 61 or 51? I think it was 61, Shane Freeman.
18.
And 18 was also in
Scott
there, Scott Baldwin. There's an illegal motion going to be called against Jesuit, but he throws the ball up anyway. The ball is tipped. Nice defensive play for Beer Temple for Nevada Union, but this play is going to be a penalty against Jesuit. Now, are we going to, would you accept this penalty or would you reject it?
Well, third down and 9. They're probably going to punt.
You're going to have to reject this penalty and make them punt, and that's what they're going to do. Fourth down now. The wind picking up a little more now.
A good defensive stand by the Nevada Union Miners.
The wind is really, it seems to me, it's shifted a little bit. It's really going from the left to the right. It's going more in the direction that Jesuit is going at the point, so they have the wind at their backs. Jake Scott is back to punt, and James Brindley is looking into the sun, trying to find the ball. They get away from that one. Oh, and it takes a Jesuit bounce all the way back to the 7-yard line.
Let's go!
Nice punt.
And all the way back, I guess they're going to mark it at about the 8-yard line. But tough to see. James Brindley couldn't see that one.
The sun was right in his eyes.
Here come the Miners. I have no idea who had the ball. I'm guessing it was Herrera.
I got a guy standing right
I guess
in
it was
front of
Herrera. The handoff inside, the quick, the deception in the backfield. Tough to see sometimes. It's just, it's the wing tee, the Delaware Blue Hen wing tee. They've adapted over time. Coach Humphers has taught, many camps on the wing tee and championship defense. This one is up the middle. Herrera! Oh, I think he got face masked, and that's what brought him down, or he might have kept going. The NU fans are all very upset about that right now because it looked like he could have busted that outside. The only thing that kept him from breaking that, and you hear the call face mask, and we're going to get a look at it here. Andrew Rapatoni, number 18, comes into your screen here, and there it is. I think without that face mask, we're looking at maybe a tie ball game. Cartan back to pass, and wide open out here is Beer Temple. He comes up the field across the 50, and the ball is stripped away, and coming up with it is Brian Devlin for Jesuit.
There again, Jesuit Marauders defenders are going more for the ball than the ball runner.
That was an excellent call. He was wide open.
There's a strip. So he goes directly for the ball. He's not even going for the man. He rips it out of there.
See the ball on the ground to the left there. And that's Kevin Osborne in on that tackle, along with Devlin recovering, and Jesuit again with the ball in the second quarter and a 14-6 lead. McNamara picks up a couple, and then he is stuffed by the right side of that NU line.
Nice fill by the linebackers. NU's doing a great job inside the tackles, keeping Jesuit from getting much yardage. They're going to have to, both teams, that stripping the ball has been helped a couple times, but eventually they're going to give up some big plays as guys spin out of tackles. And
well, once again, you go from a face mask that didn't get called, which probably kept Herrera from maybe even scoring on that play, as he had a head of steam and he was heading to the outside, and there was nobody there but the sidelines. And then the next play, a completed pass, strip, good tackle by Jesuit, and they're right there on defense to pick up the ball. And that's why the Marauders are 10-0 on the year.
Now, Jesuit just called their third timeout, it looks like.
They are done for the first half. And I don't believe, has called a timeout.
Well, that was a pretty big miss on that face mask. I mean, Herrera had a good run going on.
Two key plays right here, Ron. Face mask and the strip.
Here we go. Herrera's got a good play. He starts to the outside. He breaks the tackle there, and then, man, that guy's got a hold of the ball in his face mask and just drags him down. That is a huge miss.
The back judge is to the left of that. Now here's the strip.
Here's the strip. He goes right for the ball and just turns around and spins it out. The ball drops on the ground, and the Marauders pick up the fumble.
Devlin stripped it. The hit by Osborne, and then the recovery by Devlin. Here's the checkoff by Boylan. Don't know what he's calling. He's going to hand it off to McNamara, and he is hammered as he gets across midfield and down to the Miners' 49-yard line. Well, let's see if we can mark it at maybe about the 48. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for
David
the Marauders.
Sauceberg in on the first hit on that. And then again, the inside the tackles right now, the NU Miners defensive line doing a great job.
They look awesome out there today. Boylan, the quarterback, back to pass, rolling left, throwing, completes it for a first down, and that was Ryan Ferrer with the reception.
That Jesuit creates a great opportunity on the inside. He does a little play action on a trap. He gets the motion on the running going to his right, and he rolls out left. Just has a little drag out by the wide receiver for a first down.
And Ferrer is the number 2 receiver, but he averages about 14 yards per catch, as does Osborne, the number 1 receiver. There's a draw play. McNamara up the middle, got a little running room. He bounces off one would-be tackler, and he is down to about the 25-yard line, and that's going to be close to a first down. Be, about 2nd and a long 2 for Jesuit.
Nick Cantrell on the tackle. The defensive backs from Nevada Union are going to have to quit trying to just knock guys down. They're going to have to square up and wrap, get better tackling in the defensive backfield.
There's McNamara again, and he's across the 25 and be very close to a first down. Hard to tell from this angle, but let's see what they do. They're looking, and they are going to award Jesuit a first down on this without a measurement. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half.
Again, the defensive line of NU, stopping the play. I mean, give up a first down, but that they're not giving up a whole lot on that interior line. The defensive backs are going to have to start squaring up and bringing a little more rapid than just trying to knock the guy down.
Boylan, the quarterback, 3 wide receivers set. In motion is McNamara. Now he slows down, and they give it to him on a counter back the other way. And McNamara is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And I thought somebody was signaling fumble, but the official says no, it's Jesuit ball. But now they're going to give him forward progress all the way back to about the line of scrimmage.
Good penetration again. The defensive line breaking through that old line of Jesuit and making a great stop. It looked a little bit like Sean McNamara was going to be the lead blocker and then came back on a quick inside trap and just got stuffed.
Again, that four receiver set actually. The slot man and Boylan over the middle, and that might be a flag, and there it comes.
Yeah, there it comes.
They saw that one. That was Mike McLean. A little early contact on the slot man.
Just a little bit on his shoulder. You got to call that, but he didn't really hinder the receiver much, but he did. He was on his back just a little early. Here you go on a replay. Moreland back to pass. He's got the inside. And see, he he's just a little love tap on the back there. I don't think he didn't get him very much.
Okay, well, in any event, now it's first and 10 at the 12-yard line. Jesuit can get a first down before they get a touchdown, but they're going right up the middle to the big guy, and it's a touchdown. Joe Ross. What are they saying? Incomplete?
Incomplete.
Oh, I thought he caught that.
Yeah, it looked like it. Borland on the play action, just a wide dump, the little play action up the middle, and then a quick hitter over the middle. A little quick hitter over here. You see he does a little play action. Just a nice little quick hitter to the tight end right up the middle. Looked like he caught it, and then as he took the hit here, he dropped it.
Oh, boy.
Didn't look. That is.
The official right there said, nope, that ball was on the ground. The ground did not cause that fumble. Second down and 10 from the 12. Boylan back to pass. Looking for a slant over the middle, and it's going to go nowhere as Devlin is wrapped up immediately over there. Nick Cantrell.
That was a design play just to come back inside, a little quick dump inside. And, boy, again, the interior line of the NU Miners just staying home, reading the play, and right there for the tackle. They're not spreading out. They're not that whole 5-6 man front is staying home and doing their job.
Both these coaches have quite a deep bag of tricks. Dan Carmazzi for Jesuit, Dave Humphers for Nevada Union. Boylan looking for the end zone. Can't find anybody. Scrambling. Gets away. And now he's going to run it. And he is going to be stuffed
by Mike McLean. Good scramble by Boylan. Mike McLean comes up and makes the hit. They almost had Boylan on the in the backfield, but he showed a little scrambling ability, a little agility, got outside, but gets stopped.
And it's fourth down now, so Jacob Scott, who has the good leg, will be on to try the field goal. Now, he's only kicked 2 field goals this year, and I'm sure it's not because he doesn't have the leg. He certainly does. They probably just don't need him much with all the touchdowns they score. And there you go. That ball is well struck and back onto the track, and it is a 35-yard field goal for Jesuit. And Jesuit takes a 17-6 lead here in the first half with 4:26 remaining.
Well, not a bad job for Nevada Union defenses to come away with Jesuit coming away with just 3 points. I was kind of surprised that they took 3 or 4 stabs at that in that series, throwing the ball when they'd moved the ball pretty well on the outside. They found that they can't really run the ball up the middle against the Miners, but they were doing fairly well on the outside, and then he went downfield 3 times trying to pick up that touchdown and ended up just getting 3.
Well, both these coaches have their teams well prepared for this ball game. We're seeing some good play. I see an official walking down the sideline, and he's on the Nevada Union sideline looking for something or somebody. He has a stern look on his face. I'm not sure what that was all about.
Every official has a stern look on his face.
Well, he's still looking. I wonder what he's looking for or looking at.
Oh man, he is. He's coming down. Oh, he's looking at 15.
He's looking at McLean, and I don't know why. He must be an extra official, not in the game.
He is the backup official.
He came over and talked to McLean on the sidelines as he was getting some water. Maybe McLean took a hit or something, and he was just wondering how he was. Sorry, missed the kickoff, but big deal. It's just another ho-hum touchback for Jake Scott.
If I'm Coach Humphers right now, I'm telling my players, hang on to that ball, keep it close to your body. As soon as you feel the players coming, double
team, double up on it. 3 points on the ball, right? 3 points of pressure.
Yeah, 3 points of pressure, and put that top hand right over the ball.
Now that play is good for a pickup of about 2, and that is that's Ryan Herrera. And Cartan still the quarterback. And he's looking to escape now, and he doesn't get too far.
No, dropped in the backfield by looked like
Joe Caracosa was one of the guys in there on that stop.
Also, I don't have a number 71, but he's out there.
Yeah, and he's a big force.
He's a big boy.
Okay, we're gonna have to figure out who that is, because he's on that right defensive end right now. And here comes Cartan, pump fake, Noxon, he's looking for him, and that ball is just a little too far for Noxon to catch up to.
I think Noxon, again, he just does a little wheel route where he just kind of starts to fade to the outside and then up the sidelines a little out and up. And I think he started looking for the ball just a little too soon. He's got to go ahead and get around the defender. Noxon's doing a pretty good job of throwing the ball up to run under. But he's got that little out and up. He's got to go ahead and get around the defender and up the field.
Well, once again, it's Devlin and Doyle deep, and this punt kind of twists in the wind a little bit and goes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line of Jesuit. So the Marauders, with 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in this first half, and you see it there, the 17-6 lead, are ready to try to set up camp and push another score into the end zone.
The wind is really starting to pick up now.
They said we'd have gusts up to 40 today, and I think we're there now.
Yeah, I do too.
Boylan, the quarterback for Jesuit, big shoes to fill from C.J. Botcher last year, who threw for 2,000 yards and is now at Northwestern. But here he is around the left side, and he was over that line of scrimmage. He was over the line of scrimmage, and they mark it, and they're looking at it, and I hope they will throw the flag. They do. That was over the line of scrimmage, and that play is going to come back.
He hit Tim Doyle right in the chest, and the ball, you'll see here, he rolls out left, and he starts to sprint upfield, and then he sees Doyle, who is all by himself down in about the 10-yard line. He heaves it down there. Nice throw going to his left, and Doyle turns around and it hits him right on the shoulder pads and bounces right back. Then it's almost intercepted.
Well, NU would have declined it if they'd intercepted it. Now they're going to mark. They threw the flag. What they're going to do here is they're asking for a mark. They want to see if, in fact, the spot where the official threw the marker is over the line of scrimmage. I'm sitting right across from this, and I can tell you the marker is a generous spot for Jesuit because he was further over that line than what they have there. But let's see what they decide. If they're going to pick up the flag, or if they are going to call it an illegal forward pass. And, the way they marked it was probably by maybe a foot. But they lose the down, too, so now it's 2nd down and 15.
I got to believe the Jesuit coach is the one that wanted that measurement. Because
see if you can turn this thing around there, Ron. You're getting right into the wind. There he is. You see him letting go of the ball right at the 49. And the yard marker was at the 48. So they moved it back 5 yards. They're just now getting the yard marker set, and we're ready to go. It's 2nd down, loss of down. Boylan on a quarterback draw, caught. That ball is hanging out there. Jackson jumps on top of him, and at the bottom of the pile is Jim Gamble.
Well, I don't want to, be that armchair quarterback, but if I was the Jesuit coach, I'd find some place to run besides up the middle, because the Miners' interior line right now is just stuffing everything that comes at them.
But with the wind coming up, Ron, I mean, this is going to be harder and harder for Jesuit to really go to their bread and butter, which is the arm of their quarterback, Evan Boylan. They're going to have to. NU is forcing them to throw the ball with that great defensive line play. And he's back to throw again. And incomplete off the fingertips of Evan Reeder. Incomplete at the NU 40. And so now Jesuit's going to have to punt. And this wind It is really coming up now, as you can probably hear the mic sound noise, the wind noise in the microphones.
And I think we're past the 40-mile an hour.
I think we're moving up above 40, and we're going to lose our cover here in a minute. But this is going to be a punt, and Jake Scott will be standing at his own 31-yard line. And it's Brindley and Beer Temple deep to receive. This ball is not that deep, though, and it's Brindley who will come up with it. He's coming to the near side. And he gets around the corner. Got a bit of a picket fence, cuts it back, wrapped the ball, and we got a flag on the play, probably against Nevada Union. He got all the way back to the 35-yard line. We'll see what the penalty is and where the spot will be, as Alex McKenzie came up on the stop for Jesuit.
Also, Jason Law was in there on the tackle. He did a good job getting to the sidelines, heading up. He had a little bit of a lane, but Alex McKenzie comes in and makes a hit.
Wow, it's against Jesuit. A face mask was called. Okay, so that's what happened at the end of the play. And here is Herrera off the right tackle, and he gets through. He's got the first down, and he is down to the Jesuit 47-yard line. The clock is ticking. 1:43 to go here in the first half. Stop for the resetting of the chains. Nevada Union's ready to go up to the line of scrimmage. Cartan, the senior quarterback, hands off again to Rich Herrera right up the middle.
Just nice inside run. Herrera just pounding the ball. This minor football. I love this quick huddle and up to the ball. They're catching Jesuit, just not ready.
Dave Humphers' famous motorboat offense. And nowhere to go on that one was Chris Potter, mixing it up a little bit. We have 1:06, 1:05 to go. And you fans are calling for the timeout. Noxon is in. Coming off is Nathan Basso. 3rd and 5 for the Miners. And there's Cartan, and the ball is hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down.
Evan Dreyer, number 71, formerly known as Evan Dreyer, number 73. Here comes a replay. See rolling out. Here comes the defensive end. He gets up. 6'4" Dreyer knocks it down.
Now NU is going to call a timeout here, and Dave Humphers is going to talk it over to the sidelines. You know, with this much time remaining, 50 seconds, looks like they're going to go for it, maybe on 4th down.
Yeah, with under a minute left, you know, halftime. Go in there, get them all set, get focused, call a play that you know can get you 6-7 yards. One of your bread and butter plays. It's worked all year long. Make sure everybody's got their job, and away we go.
NU has 3 timeouts remaining. I should say 2 after this. But if you don't get the first down here, Ron, it doesn't matter if it's an incomplete pass or running play. Clock stops, change of possession. And then I believe they wind it in high school football as soon as they reset the ball.
As soon as the ball's set, the clock will run again.
So, but with 50 seconds, Jesuit might want to try to put the ball up, and they can score in a hurry.
They have no timeouts left, though, so that will hurt them.
I think he's going to go for it, and I think that's a good call at this point.
Oh, absolutely. And I like the timeout. It gets them over there. He gets them focused. He gets them pumped up. You know, everybody's got their job now. They've been doing this for the last 11 weeks, so here we go.
I don't see Dave's famous fishing hat today. I wonder what happened with the hat. Maybe it blew away. Well, the NU fans are on their feet. He's trying for the hard count, and now here's the play. It's a pass, and over the middle, and caught by Noxon. It's a first down.
Nice play.
NU needs to hustle up to the ball or call a timeout, one or the other.
They're hustling up. They're going to go.
44 seconds to go.
They're going to go ahead and spike the ball, it looks like.
As soon as they reset the chains, NU will
He's
spike.
got it. No, he's not.
Oh, that's a dangerous pass, and almost, I don't know if it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, almost picked off over there by Devlin. Boy, he's everywhere. Brian Devlin, number 10, 5'9", 165 pounds. He's the one that recovered the fumble that started the drive for the last drive for Jesuit.
Nick Cartan was motioning like he was going to spike the ball, and then all he came up and threw that little out pass.
Might have been called by Humphers during that timeout. Cartan, a wraparound draw to Herrera, and he is down to the, looks like the 25-yard line. 32 seconds to go as NU's called timeout. They have one timeout remaining. If they get a little closer, Ulinski can certainly kick it in from there.
It looked to me, as quick as the timeout called, it looked like, Coach Humphers is being, as good a coach as he is. He let the players know and the officials know, if we don't score on this play, we want a timeout as soon as the ball hits, as soon as the runner hits the ground, because as soon as that stopped happening, both the sideline officials raised their hands with the whistles blowing.
Well, both these coaches are so experienced. Dave Humphers has been with the Nevada Union for 14 years. He's got 130 wins to his credit, 31 losses, 2 ties, 7 league titles, 2 section titles. He's been down this road. Dan Carmazzi, good football player in his own right, and got a great program here at Jesuit. I got to believe that when NU called their first timeout, they not only talked about the play, but what would happen if we were successful with the first down. We would get back to the line of scrimmage, pretend like we were going to spike the ball, and maybe try a quick hitter.
That was that's a great
well-coached team.
Here we go, third and about 6 from the 25.
Cartan, he's back to pass. He's got protection. He's throwing for Noxon. He is open, and a ball's tipped away by Devlin at the last second. Boy, that young man is quite a football player. Was that Devlin?
Yeah.
Oh, he is all over the field. Good cover man.
Brian Devlin. I tell you, Brian Devlin and his counterpart, James Brindley, have both come to play this game.
And now it looks like we are going to see a field goal attempt by Chris Ulinski. And this is from the 32, so this was a 42-yard field goal. The wind right now at this moment has just died down. He's got the leg. It's up. It's long enough,
to the left,
and it's wide to the left.
He had plenty of leg.
Well, nice try, and Nevada Union did a good job to get down the field and get in position for that field goal attempt. But I like the fact they took a shot at the end zone first to see how close they could get. Now we have 20.7 seconds remaining here in this first half, and down at their own 20-yard line, I would imagine Coach Carmazzi would just say, boys, we got a 17-6 lead. Let's take a knee here, go in the locker room, and talk about the second half. That's my guess.
Brian Devlin, just a great defensive move for Jesuit. He stopped it, a touchdown. They had moved the ball real well, and that looked like it was going to be a touchdown.
2 backs in the backfield, and just a quarterback keeper, Boylan, running to the near side, and he is hit and dropped. And I believe that's going to be it for the first half. Jesuit can't stop the clock, so that's going to be it. Wow, what a first half of football. We have seen some exciting plays, some great defensive plays. On offense, a lot of excitement. And, this is just as high school football at its best. Sac Joaquin Division I Les Schwab Tires football playoffs. And it's a 17-6 halftime lead for Jesuit, but nobody's going anywhere. This is going to be an exciting second half.
That was just a lot of events on that, just a great Sacramento high school football game. Jesuit coming out. We've got guys trying to crash up the middle. We've got long pass plays. We've got fumbles. We've got fumbles on long runs that bounce into the hands of blockers. I mean, we've had quite a bit to experience in the first half, and I can't believe the second half would be any different.
Well, let's just recap the scoring quickly for you here. Right off the bat, Jesuit lost their 4-game shutout streak as Rich Herrera on a 3rd and 2 from the 36 scores on a burst up the middle. Very first series for Nevada Union, and the kick failed, but Nevada Union led 6-0. We'll get to the rest of the scoring summary for Jesuit here in just a second. But first, we must tell you that the Miners' road to the section title is being underwritten by Liberty Motors and the new Liberty Motors Auburn. Auburn manager Val Vidigan, along with Gene Smith, are proud to announce the opening of the new Liberty Motors in Auburn to assist you with all your transportation needs. Liberty Motors and Liberty Motors Auburn.
Hanson Brother Construction and HBE Rentals. Helen Orson and Jeff Hanson, along with Sue and Larry Peterson and Craig Arthur, are proud to be part of the community. And the Hanson family is proud to be a longtime supporter of Nevada Union Miners, Hanson Brother Construction and HBE Rentals.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. State Farm agent Mike Bratton can now offer much more than auto, life, and health insurance. Now you have a choice of long-term financial investments through State Farm Financial Services. Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services.
Placer Title Company, Sally Vigil and Larry Ingersoll remind you that you have the right to pick which title company you work with when you purchase property in Nevada County. And now Placer Title now has 2 locations in Grass Valley and Bear River. Placer Title Company.
Paulette's Country Kitchen. At Paulette's Country Kitchen, they're serving up a hot country breakfast for you every day of the week. That's right, they are open every morning with eggs and pancakes and omelets and waffles at Paulette's Country Kitchen.
Grass Valley Glass. NU football alums and linebacker coach Curtis Sawin is proud of this year's NU Miner team, and the Sawin family salutes the coaches and players who continue the traditions of football excellence year after year. Grass Valley Glass.
And by Touchdown Productions, television for the Foothills since 1997. Be sure to join us next Wednesday on NCTV Channel 11 as we present the first round of the NorCal Volleyball Playoffs featuring the defending NorCal State champion Lady Miners. NU is only 9 games away from a return trip to the state finals, and Metro League MVP Allie Daly is playing the final game of her great career. So be sure and tune in, see Lady Miners playoff volleyball next week on NCTV Channel 11.
Well, Pete, this has been a lot of exciting football.
Let's recap the Jesuit scoring now. We got NU with Rich Herrera scoring right off the bat. Jesuit recovered this one is a highlight reel all in itself. as Devlin, the young man who has been all over the field for Jesuit, Brian Devlin, 5'9", 165-pound senior cornerback and wide receiver, trailing a long run by Tim Doyle, his teammate. Well, Tim took the ball about 51 yards and broke a few tackles along the way, fumbled. The ball bounced right into Devlin's hands at about the 15-yard line. He kept running, so it's a 15-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown on a 76-yard play. Jake Scott kicked the extra point, and with 6:55 remaining in the first period, it was 7-6 Jesuit. And then Boylan scored later on a quarterback sneak. That made it 14-6. Scott with kicking the extra point. That was with 56 seconds left in the first period. So 14-6 the score at the end of the first quarter. And things calmed down a little bit in the second quarter. The wind picked up, and I think it had something to do with that. But Jake Scott did kick a 25-yard field goal. But this was after the strip and fumble recovery on Josh Noxon of Nevada Union. Devlin was there for the strip. He got help from his teammate Kevin Osborne on a hit. The fumble came out. Devlin picked it up, and then Jesuit was able to march down. Again, they kicked a 25-yard field goal. The play previous to the fumble strip play was a face mask call where Rich Herrera was possibly going to be on his way for a touchdown for Nevada Union. It probably would have been about a 70-yard run. Who knows what would have happened along the way, but he was going to break loose. There was a face mask in there that the officials did not see, unfortunately for Nevada Union, and he was tackled. And the very next play, the completed pass, the strip, fumble, and then Jesuit was able to turn that eventually into 3 points for a 17-6 lead. And that is our score at halftime, 17-6. Could smell the barbecue coming from across the way, and by the judge, the way that smoke is blowing, we still have that strong north wind, and I'd say it's gusting up to 35, 40 miles an hour at times.
Yeah, it's
got to be a factor in the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, we're getting the halftime hurricane show right now. It's really blowing hard, and And I was really surprised. I mean, this game's been pretty well officiated, but I was really surprised as dramatic as that headbutt was. But
yeah. Well, we're going to go down to Gil Dominguez now, and he is on the sidelines at halftime. Take it away, Gil.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, and thanks for the effort to come all the way down here to Jesuit today. As you know, it's a little bit further than the Kmart Center, which is normally I don't like to go past that line. A couple people, of course, have mentioned how scruffy I'm looking, but you know what? It's the playoff look, and with me is Steve Pilcher. Steve, I'm challenging all the guys in Nevada County to grow that beard in honor of the playoffs. What do you think?
Good, sounds good to me. I don't have a problem with it.
You didn't get the memo, though.
Yeah. I'll work on it this week.
Of course, NU hasn't been down to Jesuit in a number of years. It's always a big deal when they come visit, though, the Marauders.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 years ago, we beat them down here. That was a good memory, and we've lost to them the last 2 years, so we've still got a half to play. 17-6. We need to quit fumbling the ball, and I think we got a good shot.
Well, NU comes in here on a 2-game losing streak, and of course that's been much talked about up in Grass Valley. Jesuit comes in here undefeated. You would think that they would have the momentum coming in, winning the Delta League. But really, when it comes to playoff football, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, as what happened last night. Grant lost to Napa. Vacaville beat Napa. Elk Grove beat Napa. Elk Grove beat Vacaville. Vacaville beat Napa. Napa beat Grant. Of course, we beat Elk Grove pretty bad. So, hey, it's playoff time, you know, and like Dick Vitale says, it's playoffs, baby.
It's the playoffs, baby! And, of course, some of the big news that Pete and Ron have already talked about. Colfax losing last night in a real tough game. They went undefeated all year long. That was kind of a shocker there.
Right, and Bear River got a good win. And, you know, it's high school football. You never know which team's going to show up from week to week, and injuries and eligibility and all the other wonderful things that go with high school football.
You know, and I was thinking about that Colfax Bear River series, and, of course, that was last week's game on your game of the week while the Miners took the week off, had an unusual bye in their schedule. And here's Colfax, perfect season. Bear River, not perfect. Couple losses along the way, including one to Colfax. They don't win the title. They win the title, maybe they get the home game in a different draw. They go on the road to Center. Now Colfax is out of it. Bear River gets to play for another week.
Absolutely. There's an old saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. Yeah, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So I think, I think we got a good shot here. I'd like to be in it next week. I'd love to play Napa, travel down there, do some wine tasting, and I think we've got a good shot.
Yeah, we might have to just make a whole weekend out of it, you know, if we're going all the way to Napa.
Sounds good.
And now, of course, football isn't the only playoff sport happening over at Nevada Union. As many of you know, and especially viewers of this program, last Saturday we were at the section finals for volleyball over at Davis. What a beautiful facility that is to play volleyball in, and the Lady Miners, as expected, clinching their third consecutive section league title. What a great honor that is for them and for the entire athletic department.
3 consecutive section titles in a row. I mean, 3 in the course of a coach's lifetime is awesome, but 3 in a row is unheard of. And they did it without losing an entire game, I believe, in the process. So in the playoffs, I think this Tuesday, I'm hoping that Sunday when the brackets come out for the NorCals, we'll be seated number 1, and Lincoln, who we beat in the section finals, will be seated number 2. And if we keep winning, we're home for 3 games. So Tuesday night, Nevada Union, that's what we're counting on. First round of the NorCal playoffs again.
Well, that's right, and as just like last year, if they get the number 1 seed, the road to the state title goes right through Ally Gymnasium. All roads go through Ally, and what a great venue for volleyball there when they pull both bleachers out. It's a great, that gym has so much tradition in it. Hosting the NorCals last year, some great basketball in its history, and now starting this year, the girls are going to play over there, girls basketball. So the legend of Ally Gymnasium and the games that go on there just continue to get better, and the volleyball playoffs are no exception. And and I know you'd like to see a big crowd come out there to Ally Gym for these NorCal playoffs.
Absolutely, folks. If you haven't seen the Lady Miners volleyball team play, they are awesome, and the crowd gets a rocking, and we get to making some noise, and it's fun watching those. I think we've got 8 seniors on the team this year, and also this is such a great group of kids. These girls, I'll tell you what, they are awesome, and I hope they get to the state finals again, and I hope they do get some unfinished business taken care of.
Well, I think if they get there, they won't be as wide-eyed. Of course, we were down there last year as the Lady Miners went to Cypress College for their game, and they looked slightly out of place. You know, it was their first time to the big dance, and of course, Los Alamitos, the team that they were playing, was in Orange County there, just a few miles away from Cypress College. So those girls definitely had the home court advantage, and you got that feeling from watching them play that they got behind a little early. They weren't as confident as they normally were, and then of course it's in the state finals, the game slips away from you very quickly.
With that rally scoring, the new rally scoring they implemented a couple years ago, it can go real quick. And but I got to tell you, I think the girls are 36-2 this year. Their only 2 losses are to top 15 teams in the nation, and they're real proud. They have something to be proud of, and everything else from here is gravy. It's going to be fun.
Well, it is going to be fun, and especially this year's team. But if you haven't had a chance to come out and see Allie Daly play, arguably the best volleyball talent ever produced in Nevada County at Nevada Union. And of course, on the live show, we were talking about it before the game. On our live show on Wednesday, we had sort of the future and the present right there with Sarah McAtee and Allie Daly both on the set and talking about volleyball with Bob Rogers. Just a great combination, those two, and she's learning so much from Allie.
I find it hard to believe Sarah's a freshman. She's very mature and she's very tall, and I see Allie Daly again. And so I think Sarah's going to be a great player, but Allie's arguably the best player in California, if not the nation. And she's going to have a great college career, but I think she'd like to finish it with a state championship.
Well, she does want to finish it, and we've had numerous conversations with her, and there's some unfinished business there for her, and she's done everything. NorCal state champion, which they would assume, you know, to repeat again, especially if they had to play Lincoln of Stockton. I mean, they can't even take them to 4 games. 3-time, 4-time Metro League champion, 3-time MVP of the league, and a nice person to boot.
Absolutely, great person, and she's going to do well. And something that a lot of people probably don't even notice, but the Metro League went 10-1 in the section tournament. And Yuba City was the only one that lost. Granite Bay won the Division II title. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing. And so they won the Division II title. We won the Division I title. And Yuba City's only loss was to Nevada Union. So our league did a great job this year in girls volleyball.
Now, I understand that's going to change the power rankings because the teams went so far. That should give them a little bit extra tougher league power ranking for next year.
I believe we came in. It's a funny system. It'd take a long time to explain it, but
no. But I think you get everything together, divided by 3, and then it depends on how many dog hairs are on your couch.
I think so. But I think we came in as the number 3 seed this year, and I believe Lincoln came in as the number 4 seed. And as you can tell, that was a little bit off. So, but it should help our league and how they do the power ratings next year. Absolutely.
And then, of course, we got some winter sports kicking in. We already did the NU Bear River Meet the Miners, Meet the Bruins annual basketball game on Thursday, which you'll see a little bit later on our regular Foothill Game of the Week series. And we were both saying, I was talking with Jack and Jeff before the show, it's unbelievable basketball's already here.
Basketball's here, and of course my favorite sport, wrestling.
I was going to get to wrestling.
We've got a tremendous wrestling team this year, and basketball looks awesome, and of course our ski teams are always good. So winter's upon us. I know it's hard to believe. It's kind of like the Rose Bowl on January 1st, and 80 degrees in Southern California, but winter's here.
Well, it was frosty this morning. The Commander was cold. The truck was cold. It's windy here right now. For us, and I hear you got some wrestler named Senna doing a good job over there for you.
Yeah, freshman.
Might make varsity?
probably will be varsity if he can make weight. And he's growing about an inch every day. So, and his brother's one of the ball boys here today. So, yeah, they've been wrestling since they were little kids, and it's good to see them up here. And then, of course, all the standbys that we had last year. We lost our heavyweight, Wade Sauer.
The state champion, Wade Sauer.
Champion, and they're going to be very, very tough this year.
So who can we look for in wrestling with some of the guys that are going to step it up and be the leaders of that program?
Well, I think you got Luke Manuel, Drew Moralia, the same ones that were doing a great job last year are gonna step forward, and I think be that much better this year. And I think the wrestling team this year will be a statewide contender this year. They'll have 7-8 kids with the potential to go to the state tournament. And I think 5 is the most we've ever taken before. So that'll be a tremendous accomplishment if we get more than 5 kids to the state tournament.
Now, when does that kick off officially? I haven't got my wrestling schedule yet, so I'm a little tardy on that.
The wrestling schedule's on the website, and people can call me at the high school if they want to get one. But I don't know. This weekend we have a JV tournament. Their first tournament for the varsity. I don't know the date, but it's down in Fresno.
So lots of sports happening up at the campus, and of course that beautiful new multi-purpose wrestling facility that they have there. A great venue for wrestling. We've been there many times ourselves, shooting, bringing you wrestling, and every seat's a good seat there. You feel like you're right down there on the mat with them.
Absolutely, yeah, it's awesome. And then something that a lot of people are buzzing about right now is league realignment, which is happening right now. In fact, the Jesuit AD Ron Nichetti and I were talking about that this morning. And realignment's upon us. In one more year, we'll all be in different leagues again. So that's kind of exciting. And there's some exciting things that are happening, but I can't talk about them. So.
Well, we talked to Pete Sacco a little bit about that, and I think they really want to go to put the competition where the competition is. I think that's one thing they're looking at.
We've learned a lot in the last 3 years, and thank goodness. So you learn from your mistakes and you move on, and I think the section has the high school's best interest in heart. All high schools. There's so many new high schools being built now. A lot of Division I schools are going to become Division II schools, like Yuba City and Rockland, and so it's going to be very difficult. So I think you're right. You put schools close together. You put them with scope and depth of program where they can compete with each other, have freshman programs, and then you let them have fun. So we'll see how it works out.
All right, and I know you were feeling a little bit under the weather the other day, so I'm glad to see you back in a vertical position.
It's very good to be in the vertical position, and a few more days I'll probably be back to normal. So thank you.
All right, well, don't work so hard because I know you're out there. One of the great guys on campus, Steve Pilcher, the athletic director. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, Steve Pilcher there, Pete and Ron, and you can't feel. Well, I know you can feel the wind up there because your canopy that we have set up there is blowing all around. But it's a stiff breeze down here. I'm looking at the palm trees directly behind the stadium, and they're bending and swaying in the wind. But we're getting ready for second half action here as I can hear the horns blare, and that means the Miners are running on the field. Time to thank that next group of underwriters and have you guys do your thing at halftime here as we continue our coverage of the CIF playoffs. I'm Gil Dominguez. Let's throw it back to you.
Steve Pilcher for Nevada Union and Ron Anchetti, two great athletic directors. Ron Anchetti for Jesuit, and we want to thank Ron for his hospitality here. But first we must tell you that the Foothill Game of the Week, Miners Road to the section title, is being underwritten by Top This Truck and Auto Accessories. Chuck Cavros and his staff specialize in all your truck and auto accessory needs, and they carry a selection of products including snug tops, truck shells, and Weston brush guards, step bars, and step boards. Top This Truck Auto Accessories. We're getting some help from some NU parents who are taping our canopy down for us. I think we are in Kansas.
Pro Glass, their name says it all, and Jerry at Pro Glass specialize in many types of custom glass enclosures, including shower units and mirrors, along with the installation of new energy-efficient replacement windows to save you money on heating and cooling your home. Pro Glass.
Smiley Services. At Smiley Services, they have a solution to your short-term financial problems. Smiley Services helps your families with a smile and specialize in check cashing, money orders, faxes, and cash advances. When life catches you by surprise, Smiley Services.
Beam Easy Living Center. The Beam Center specializes in first alert security systems for your home and business, including video surveillance systems and commercial fire systems for your safety. Beam Easy Living Center.
Hills Flat Lumber Company. Hills Flat Lumber is open every day with 2 locations in Colfax and in Grass Valley, with everything you need for your home, including a rental center with Bobcats, John Deere, and Kubota tractors, a custom doors and window shop with nursery, and delivery is available, and this is 7 days a week. That's Hills Flat Lumber Company.
Landcraft Landscape Construction. Homecraft Building and Design. Tony Burrows and Brian Foster double team you to create the home of your dreams. Tony scores with creating custom outdoor living spaces, while Brian wins the game remodeling your custom home. Landcraft Landscape Construction and Homecraft Building and Design.
And you'll always score with Touchdown Productions, championship television for the Foothills. Be sure to join us next week on your Game of the Week as we continue to follow the local teams in the section playoffs. Our Foothill network of stations, ACTV Channel 20 in Auburn, USA Media Channel 23 in Bear River and Colfax, NCTV Channel 11 in Grass Valley and Nevada City, and our newest station, Lake of the Pines, Channel 7. And we hope you will join us next week. Bear River has already moved on in the playoffs, and another one of our Foothill teams, these Nevada Union Miners, are trying to make it the second team to move on. Del Oro, I should say, is also one. And got this referee huddle back at the center of the field, at the appropriately at the 45-yard line. NU is back on the sideline. Jesuit just now getting back. Let's recap some of the stats in the first half for NU. Noxon with 3 catches for 31 yards. 9 passing attempts for Nick Cartan, who has carried the whole load. The senior is doing all the work here, and normally it's been a 2-quarterback offense for Dave Humphers. He has completed 3 passes for 31 yards. Rushing, Rich Herrera has 69 yards on the day, and leads the Miners, including that 36-yard touchdown run. And that was on the first series. For Jesuit, Boylan has 7 completions and 14 attempts, and he has managed 87 yards in the air for Jesuit. And they have 5 carries for 23 yards for Sean McNamara, who carried the load early in the game. And the leading rusher is Tim Doyle with 6 carries for 68 yards, including about 60 yards on that play where he brought it up the right sideline, fumbled, and then Devlin was there to pick it up and run it in the rest of the way. That was about a 74-yard play.
A little group effort there.
Team effort for Jesuit. And they are a very good-looking team, well-coached team. And it's a great game to watch here. Now Nevada Union is going to get this kickoff to start the second half, as you see Jake Scott getting ready to do the honors. He takes about a 12-yard run-up, where Ulinski takes about a 5-yard run-up. And there's the kick, and it's a high one, and it's into the wind. And it is caught at about the 3 and dropped right away by Herrera. Dropped it again, picked it up, and he is going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line.
Herrera had that ball. He caught it. He dropped it. It kind of rolled between his legs. He was having a hard time grabbing it, and by the time he got it, there the Marauders were right there in front of him.
And that is not the start to the second half that Nevada Union was looking forward to.
As we used to say, that'll just give us a longer run for a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, that'll just make that a 98-yard touchdown drive if you're Nevada Union. If you're Jesuit, of course, you're thinking, that's just what we needed right here. Let's go for the safety. There's the quick hitter up the middle, and it maybe gains a yard or 2. And that is Rich Herrera. He's done most of the work today for NU.
Again, just trying to get some breathing room back in there.
Just one wide receiver, and they're going to go to him. Noxon on a little down and out. He makes the catch, and he is up to about the 10-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and about 2. I'm going to say 3rd and 3.
Michael Spence, Josh Noxon, yeah.
With the catch, right. Okay, then now this is Ryan Herrera, and he's got the first down. Spinning, churning, keeping the legs going. And And
again, Evan Reuter with the tackle for Jesuit.
he gets out from the shadow of their own goalpost. Actually, the shadows are going the other way, but you know what I mean.
That was a great little series. Mixing it up, getting a little room, throwing it a little out, and then a nice run by Herrera.
The give again is to Herrera, this time off the left side, and a host of Marauders there to bring him down.
Brian Devlin again leading the way. Brian Devlin is having a great game on the defensive side of the ball for Jesuit.
Evan Reeder, number 14, also in on the stop. So second down and about 5, and this is Herrera again. Almost broke that one, and it looks like he's got the first down and plenty more.
Ryan Herrera there again, just a kind of a little shoestring tackle, but he broke a couple of tackles in the middle, got himself a big gainer for a first down.
And NU huddles up so close to the line of scrimmage, and they're just ready to go. And there it is again, Rich Herrera.
Now Rich.
And he twists and turns, and he picks up about 6 yards.
Well, these guys are coming out fired up. The offensive line is moving that big Marauder defensive line, and they're just pounded in there 5-6 yards at a pop.
Starting off this third quarter, Nevada Union trailing 17-6. They had the first score of the ball game, but 17 unanswered points from the Marauders. Nick Cartan on a pitch, and it's Herrera on the near sideline, and he is very close to a first down. I believe he has it. Let's wait till we see the spot. We're moving the chains.
It's got to be moving the chains. Nice, little option out there, Herrera. The pitch, the ball kind of got a little air under it. The pitch looked like it might go over, but Herrera snagged it and took it down for a first down.
Look at NU with a motorboat offense ready to roll again. And that quick hitter goes, Ryan Herrera does manage to break a tackle and roll forward for another 5 yards. This is a juggernaut here.
Great, just great offensive line surge. Ryan Herrera that time taking the ball, getting met, but just putting his head down and bowling himself for about 4 yards.
Look at that end, that Jesuit defense there going, what do we got to do to stop these guys? That's a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. In motion, and the give.
Oh, just a little quarterback sneak. He kind of just rode the ball in with the fullback and then followed him right through the hole. Picked up about 2.
Yeah, a couple of Jesuit defenders, and your announcer went with the fake on that one. I had him tackled for a loss, but he didn't have the ball. So it's third down now and about 3. And you right back at it, tight wing T. Rich Herrera in motion. He gets the ball right side and struggles forward. He does not have enough for the first down, however. This is going to bring up a 4th down and about 2, and I believe NU is going to have to punt here. 4th and 2 from midfield.
Alex McKenzie comes in from his linebacker spot to stop Herrera short of the first down.
NU sort of has the wind at their back. They might try something along a head bob here, or they might just try to get that first down.
Nope, no hard
and
count.
It's Cartan, and he's got the first down, but he fumbles the ball. And NU comes up with it. It's first down, Nevada Union. The ball bounces the Miners' way this time at the 45-yard line. That was a big, risky play right there. And coming up with that fumble recovery for Nevada Union was Matt Metter.
I really like that call, though. That was a good, aggressive call.
Back to pass. Cartan knocks it.
He's got a man open.
That's James Brindley, and he's caught the ball, and it's
first down.
First down, Nevada Union. Down to the 30, maybe the 27-yard line, inside the 30. First down, Nevada Union.
Cartan, nice play action. Here we go, right back at it, but Cartan with a nice play action pass.
Cartan. Oh, the give was up the middle to Ryan Herrera, and he is just like a bowling ball. Going down forward, down to about the, maybe the, kind of hard to see from this angle, maybe close to the, inside the 20, but it's going to be second down and about 2, so gain of 8. And here we go. Rich Herrera, and I think he's got enough for the first down.
We got McKenzie.
First down, Nevada Union.
McKenzie and Osborne on the tackle. They are just cycling plays in and out on this real quickly.
That's 6 first downs on this drive for NU. 13th play of this drive. Herrera.
Another give up the middle. This time stopped by a lot of the interior linemen. 53 Alonzo Durham on the tackle.
Boy, NU is just pushing off the ball, and that's the only play that really they've been stalled at. 14th play of the drive, and the give is to Brian Herrera, and he pulls forward. Modest gain there, maybe. I'm not going to guess from this angle. Now I've got NU parents in the way, and I'll just have to wait till they spot it.
I love after the handoff, Cartan goes out and makes a nice little block.
Gain is 7. It'll be 3rd and 3. And another looked like maybe a loose ball there.
Another quick give up the middle.
But it's Herrera, and he might be close to that first down. Let's see. It'll be fourth and short. 4th and short. That's like 4th and a foot. Now we're definitely going to go for it here, no question about it. Now we cannot see at all. Just wait. We'll just watch the monitor here, and there's the excitement.
Here we are. NU.
That's us underneath that tent there.
Getting that offensive line pumped up.
And the give to Ryan Herrera, right side, and he goes forward, and he's got the first down.
Nice offensive line surge. Nothing fancy about that, but here we come, and boy, Ryan Herrera has just really been carrying the bulk of the load right now on this 90. What looks to be starting at the 1, which could be a 99-yard drive if they continue it.
From the 6-yard line now. Or is that the 6? No, the ball's at about the 1. And the give up the middle. Herrera in for the touchdown.
Nice. Just a nice surge. Nothing fancy on that. Here we come. Give him the ball.
That's a 99-yard, 18-play drive. 16 of the 18 plays on the ground. And that's your typical Ron Roskelley drive right there. Ron, you called it.
Smash mouth, just bring it down, and here we come. Try to stop me, and you gotta love that. That's and I like the coach's call. Given Ryan Herrera, who in the first half we didn't hear a whole lot from, and he carried the bulk of that load and just stuffed it in the end zone.
And they got him offside, so now they're a yard and a half away.
So they're gonna go for it.
And go for 2 now.
It looks like they went on a hard count on the extra point to try to draw somebody, and got it. Now here they go. Now they've moved up to the yard and a half mark. Now they're going to go ahead and pop it in. I tell you what,
NU trailing 17-12. This would put them within a field goal, Ron.
This wing offense, you don't know who's going to get it. There's Herrera again, and he's going to walk in.
What a tremendous drive for the Nevada Union Miners and Ryan Herrera in particular, and that whole front offensive line. What a great job.
Just going with your hot hand right there on that. I mean, Ryan Herrera, he just little man possessed right now. That guy, even on the extra point, he was going up the middle and bounced outside when he got stopped and just walked in. We have a Jesuit player down in the end zone with looks like a leg cramp.
Yeah.
Lopez. Here we go, touchdown. Here we go. Down under center. Here comes Herrera. Just gets the ball, puts his head down. Now watch the leg drive on the offensive line on Herrera, and they just shove in. There's his brother showing the sign. That's just smash mouth football. That's just here we come. Try to stop me. Great line job. I mean I tell you what.
Ryan Corduroy and Huvi Lopez, and these guys have been getting it done all year long.
That was That's why in the pro ranks, running backs buy Lexuses and Rolexes for their offensive line.
A Lexus or a Rolex. Let's move that. Here we go. that appears to be a leg cramp. We're not going to speculate beyond that. We don't really know, but they're holding.
Looks like he's working on the calf.
Well, the whole.
Yeah, he's rubbing the back of the calf
you're
right there.
You got it, Ron.
And I don't have a number on him. He's laying directly in front of me. So,
how many yards for Herrera on that series, Mr. Willoughby, our statistician? Evan Reeder is up. He's been a stud on the right side of that defensive line. And he's going to walk it off.
yards for Herrera on that drive. He had
for Ryan Herrera.
Yeah, for Ryan Herrera. He had runs of 6, 5, 8, 7, 2, 5, and the 1 yard plunge.
This wind is just, you know, we don't have to play in it. We're just watching these two great football teams.
I'm glad I had that Hungry Man dinner so I wouldn't fly away.
Oh boy, got the extra heavy socks on today. Now look at that kick, straight up, and it looked the wind blocked that one. But this is Devlin, and Devlin's at the 20, and Devlin's up to about the 30-yard line, maybe just a bit shy of the 30. And Jesuit and the Marauders, miracle first half. Will it continue into the second half?
Mason Basso in on the tackle.
Basso. I'm going to get that right.
Yeah, I know. I hate it when they mispronounce my kid's name.
That's right. Call me what you want, but call my kid by his correct name, or correct name. Here come the Marauders. Evan Boylan on a roll to the left side. He's going to keep this one, and he has got the first down, and he is up to close to the 45-yard line. Let's see where he stepped out. Are they going to give him about the 42, just past the 42? So
that was just a designed quarterback's keeper on the sweep around the left side, and just got around the corner. Everybody was kind of hanging back because last time he did that, he threw that pass down the field, and he just kind of tucked it and went.
So 1st and 10, Marauders from the 42. Boylan back to pass, and a quick hitter, and that's good for a first down. Into minor territory is Joe Roast. He is a linebacker and tight end. He once returned a ball 95 yards on an interception for a touchdown.
Moon and
against
McClain
El
on the
Camino.
tackle on that one for Nevada Union.
Just a lot of weapons for Dan Carmazzi and this Jesuit Marauders team. The wind has died down again for the moment. But the give is to Doyle. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Struggles forward, and yeah, he picks up about 5 yards. It'll be second down and about 5. Down to the 40, about the 42.
Brindley and Moon again on the tackle.
Thomas Brindley.
We we're starting to get a lot of trying to knock people down tackles instead of rapid. Nevada Union's interior line, defensive line, has done a great job today. But the linebackers and defensive backs have got to step up and start making, trying to make shoulder tackles and wrap up and square up on these guys.
3:45 to go, third period. Jesuit 17, Nevada Union 14, first round of the Division I playoffs. And this is a pass. And the ball is tipped as he threw. It's a jump ball, and it falls incomplete as it was tipped as it came out of Doyle's hands, Boylan's hands back there, as it was Devlin and Brindley, James Brindley for Nevada Union fighting for that ball. And
a little bit like a jump ball back there, like you said.
But in this case, if nobody gets it, Brindley wins. So now it's 3rd down and 5. Boy, this would be a big stop.
Big play here.
Big play for Nevada Union. Big play for Jesuit. Boylan wants to throw, rolling left, throwing with the right side. It's picked off! Picked off and returned to the 25-yard line by number 33, Nick Cantrell. And the breaks this half are going Nevada Union's way because Boylan really had no business throwing that football.
Boylan rolls out left here. Same play they've run a couple of times.
Down to NU with the ball, and the give up the middle to Ryan Herrera, and he picks up about 7 yards.
Nice pick right there by Cantrell on your screen. And he's going to bring it back when the offensive lineman here, Law, turns into a defensive player for a few minutes.
So Ryan Herrera with a 5-yard run while we were looking at that great interception. And now Ryan Herrera again moving forward for about 3 more yards and a fumble. And that's I believe NU fell on it, but I'm not sure. No, they're giving it to Jesuit.
We got we got Kevin Osborne who comes up with the ball, but we have a flag that came in too.
Oh, well, let's.
Oh, no, that was a marker. That was a marker.
Possession marker.
Yeah, that's why they make those things white.
Well, NU fans, again, a little bit deflated here. But, you know, it's a game of field position, Ron, and you look at it that way. They've just moved Jesuit back about 30 yards when Jesuit appeared to be moving.
Just got a helmet on the ball as he kind of dove in, trying to dive for the extra yards. And,
that happens.
That happens. You don't want to tell a kid not to do that because that's, he just scored a touchdown doing that in the last drive. You see the fumble here. Comes through and the ball kicks out. And Osborne jumps right on it. Back to live action here.
And this is,
again, trying the middle of that line.
Tim Doyle, I believe.
That might have been McKenzie. Or McNamara. Again, the interior of the line doing a great job for Nevada Union. Andrew Jackson there, the big, just getting squared up a lot.
2nd down and 9. And this time the give is to Doyle. And Doyle is hit at the line of scrimmage and twisted back. He might have picked up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 8. And Boylan will go to the air. And again, he's thrown for 1,300 yards this year and 14 touchdowns.
Mike McCain, a big hit on that one. Right side of the Nevada Union line. That interior line today has been exceptional.
Boylan led the Delta League in passing, and he's got Ferrer and Devlin to throw to, and watch out for Kevin Osborne on the far side. Osborne, he was open, wasn't looking, and now the pass to him and is overthrown and incomplete. And it looks like Jesuit will punt now. So the Miners, after getting the interception and then giving the ball back with a fumble, hold on defense here. And Jesuit is going to bring on their punt team.
That's a huge boost to the Miners, having their defense come up big, stop them without much of a gain, and getting the ball right back. That'll really pump up the offense as they'll retain possession here on this play.
1.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period, and Jesuit will punt. And there's the punt. It's a high punt. The wind knocks it down, and it's picked up by an NU Miner. I don't know why, but he did pick it up and move forward a couple of yards.
Jacob Moore,
oh my goodness.
Jacob Moore, number 17, thought about it, then Brindley ran through and grabbed it.
Well, he must have seen daylight or something, but that's a risky thing to do, and you've got all those people around you living dangerously.
I tell you what, that is because
now the Miners have great field position. They're out to the 21. 20 yards better than they were last time. They can hang on to the ball here, and that's just a quick hitter up the middle for maybe a gain of a couple.
That was Chris Potter on the run. Haven't called his name a lot today.
And they mix Chris in there from time to time. Noxon is split out to the left, but not very far to the left. And they're going to throw to him. There's that down and out. No, they're going to throw over the middle.
Nice catch.
And I believe that's Brindley. And he's got it up to the 37-yard line. No, that's Potter.
Potter on the catch. Michael Spencer for Jesuit on the tackle, but they had the little flare out here and then threw down the middle. Great catch.
Right back to the line of scrimmage, the Miners. There's Ryan Herrera, and he picks up a couple, maybe even 4. A couple.
Alonzo Durham on the tackle on that one. Here comes the pass before, right down the middle. He looks out left and then comes right down the middle. Nice catch right there around 3 defenders. Hangs onto the ball. That was just a big-time play. Here comes the option.
Cartan pitches back, and first down for the Miners as Chris Potter takes the pitch and moves down across the 45-yard line down to about, they're going to mark it all the way down to the Jesuit 40. Boy, so the bag of tricks is coming out for Dave Humphers.
We're really starting to mix it up. First Rich Herrera, then now Ryan, and now Potter says it's my turn to march down.
There's the give to Herrera, and he picks up a good sizable chunk off the wing T offense.
I guess, again, on that counter inside trap, they're faking, Potter coming this way, and then Herrera right back up the middle, the one he scored on in the first quarter. Gets him a big chunk of yardage. Picks up about 7 yards of real estate there.
2nd and 3, and now we got a timeout. I think Jesuit calls timeout. I think Dan Carmazzi is saying, hey. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Oh. Well, the clock has seen enough. We
can't see the clock. It's hard to see either end zone these NU fans are on their feet.
We're watching most of this game on the monitor because the NU fans are just going crazy.
Let's watch this replay with you at home.
Trap. So we get the wing in motion. Yeah. Nice. Here comes Herrera. He rides through there. Nice seal block. He gets through. Cuts back. Nice gain.
Boy, Lopez is a devastating blocker in there.
I'll tell you what, they're
left guard number 63.
As coaches will tell you, there is no honor in making 7-8 yard tackles. When your defensive backs and your safeties are leading your team in tackles, you're in trouble. But that was a great play. That play has worked. This wing T is, as a defensive coach, it just gives you a headache because you just don't know who to look for, especially when you've got 6 or 7 guys that run in different positions. You don't know who to prepare for. And
it's not your typical fullback lead. The halfback's coming behind him. The fullback goes one way, the halfback goes the other way, and the hole is there. And if you're not there to plug that hole, it's Katie Barr the door.
A lot of your guards play a big part in this offense. The guards pull a lot. They've got to be quick. They've got to be fast. They've got to be. They've just got to come through and hit hard, seal block, and boy, they have done a great job here up at Nevada Union running that offense for a long time.
Hey, Dave Humphers teaches camps on it. Here we go, 17-14, start of the 4th period. The give is to the first back through, and that's Ryan Herrera, number 20, and he is close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd, maybe a yard, a couple of feet. And Nick Cartan, the senior quarterback who has carried him all the way in this big game, brings the Miners up to the line. 3rd and 1, 4th quarter action. NU trailing by 3. Ryan Herrera is stopped and
he fumbles. Ball's recovered by number 14, Evan Reuter. That's 2 fumbles in a row for Ryan. He's got to hang on to that ball. That one just looked like it popped out. I mean, he didn't take a real big hit on that one, and he, as he was twisting to try to get a few more yards, the ball just kind of spun out of his hands and fell on the ground, and Reuter jumped on it.
That's 3 lost fumbles for Nevada Union, and then the 1 fumble that Jesuit lost and recovered, not a lost fumble, right back to him, ended up being a touchdown. And Jesuit with the football now in the 4th quarter and the lead. Here's Boylan. Back to pass, and he gets a strikeout here for a completion to number 21, Ryan Ferrer.
Ferrer, almost a little shove off. He came out and kind of took a look to the inside, then kind of just did a little hip push off and went to the outside, and Boylan found him.
Ryan Herrera for NU is over the 1,000-yard mark for the season now. In his 10th game. that's McKenzie with the run. Or rather, McNamara with the run. And McNamara's got 450 yards rushing and 54 points on the year for Jesuit, so he's carried the ball quite a bit.
The wind's back.
The wind's back. We're trying to shield our microphones and hope that you can hear more of us than the wind. NU fans, many of them still on their feet. Come on defense. Meanwhile, Jesuit, there's Boylan running around the right side now, and he's knocked out of bounds in front of his own coach, and it'll be third down. And I'm going to say, let's see, oh boy, it's going to be third down at about 3.
Boylan again with that quarterback keeper sweep. He runs out. Cornerbacks can't come up too hard, too fast, because he does throw out of that. And he just puts his head down and gets it. They did a pretty good job, though, because he only got about 2 or 3 out of that.
All right, wide receivers to the left. Motion man comes this way, and so does the quarterback, Boylan. He's looking, but they're good coverage, and there's a flag's going to come in, and it was really more of an inadvertent play than anything, but Scott Baldwin for NU made contact, I believe it was, on a receiver.
Boy,
and that ball, I don't even know if that ball was catchable.
I must say,
I tell you, it was good defense by NU. They had the coverage there. The backfield had everybody covered. Boylan didn't have anybody to throw to. He hesitated and threw the ball late over the middle. And Jesuit catches a break there on just a push off downfield.
Yeah, that looked a little like incidental contact to me. The ball wasn't really thrown that close to the contact.
But it was there, and
he's got the flag and we don't.
Yeah, and he's on the field. Boylan back to pass, being pressured. Oh, it's a screen, and to the near side, Doyle, and he is rocked as he gets across the line of scrimmage and picks up about 3 yards. It'll be second down and about 7.
Good recovery on the defensive backs for Nevada Union. They had the screen set up here left, and he comes down, but then you see here comes the defensive backs. Jacob Moore comes up, and then Scott Baldwin finishes them off. But good recovery, because that play was wide open, but the defensive backs came up and it kept him from being too big a gainer.
Well, he did manage to pick up more than I thought, about 4 yards. Second down and about 6. The fake. And now the rollout, and he's got a man open, and there he is again, Joe Rost, and that's a big gainer down to about the 10-yard line.
Doyle again, just kind of a drag across the middle and up. Boylan found him, throwing on the run.
Joe Rost caught that one.
Oh, Joe Rost caught that one. I'm sorry.
He's a big guy.
He is a big guy.
Well, with Boylan, sprinting out like that, it really does give his receivers a chance to move and maneuver. That's very difficult to cover.
It's hard to, it's hard when you got, you don't know if he's going to keep it, if he's going to roll around. He throws very well off the run.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Jesuit and offsides.
Looks like Alonzo Durham.
Well, you know what they say, if you're going to jump off sides, make it good.
He got a little bit of a rolling start there.
He did. Number 53, Alonzo Durham.
Well, that defensive end on that side for Nevada Union's a big boy, and felt like you needed to get a little bit of shot up. That's Andrew Jackson over there, and he's been having a big game. Playing tough all day.
Well, that's a big play. They had first and goal at the 8. They can't get a first down. They have to push it into the end zone or try the field goal. They being Jesuit. Jesuit only leads by 3 at this point. But they have this guy, Boylan, the quarterback. Back to pass. Looking. Now he's going to run. Tries to get outside. Now he's going to throw. And is it complete? Is an incomplete pass. Intended for Reeder.
Again, Boylan just showing you his versatility, rolling left. Good pressure by the defense from Nevada Union coming up on him, and then he looked like he was going to take it and run, and then he all of a sudden found his open receiver and threw it. He just dropped it, but Very dangerous offense here from
Yes.
Jesuit.
Very dangerous quarterback. This Boylan, he is something else. 2nd and goal from the 13 now. Split wide receivers, a slot man to the left, single back.
Gonna throw again.
Out to throw and for Devlin, but it's incomplete.
That is, yeah, they're
So
just
that
a
brings
little
up
out of
third.
Devlin's reach.
3rd and goal from the 13 now.
But I think he was, again, feeling the pressure up the middle.
And again, that offside play, motion play, big play right there. If Nevada Union can hold them, it will cause Jesuit to go for a field goal and give them what would be, if he makes it, only a 6-point lead. 17-14, Jesuit, the Marauders, 10-0. Ranked number 2 in the Sacramento area.
Look for Doylan to roll out again. Either way.
The motion man
Keeps
comes
his
this
option.
way, and it's Rost. And back to pass, he's looking for him, and he throws to the end zone the other way, and it's way overthrown. Boy, Rost was wide open down the middle, but Boylan couldn't see him, and now Jake Scott's going to come out and try to kick this field goal for Jesuit.
He just let that one go a little bit too much air in it for a short field like that, and I don't think that one, even if it was caught, was going to be in bounds. He kind of got a little air under that ball. Too close into the red zone.
Well, Jake Scott, we've seen him in the first half kick a 25-yard field goal. Placed down, it's fumbled and placed down, and now it's kicked. It's got the leg, but it is good. It hooked to the left, but apparently it got past the uprights before it hooked to the left. And Jesuit now has a 20-14 lead.
Well, we're going to find out here a little bit how they're going to respond here. This whole period, they have just come out and really just kind of been able to move the ball against Jesuit. That was a good defensive stand, kind of getting a little help from the striped shirts there on that penalty, but just keeping them to 3 points was a good job. See if they get bolstered by that and be able to take another big drive and put it in the end zone.
So NU came out with a 99-yard, 18-play drive, and the score by Ryan Herrera made it 17-14 with the 2-point conversion. But Jesuit, after a fumble, has come back and scored on a Jake Scott field goal of 30 yards. And now Scott to kick off, and he boots this one, and it is
just short of
past the end zone.
Just short of the field goal.
Boy, he has got quite a leg.
And he almost put that one through the uprights. I think he's just showing off.
Yeah, well, why not? You know, he doesn't get to do a whole lot, but he gets a kick, and he does that very well.
Kicking at 60 yards against the wind. I mean, come on, he's just showing off.
Yeah, right. 8 minutes remaining in this ball game. Jesuit 20, Nevada Union 14. Here come the Miners. And it's Cartan throwing, and he throws it away out of bounds, incomplete, as in pursuit of him over there was our big friend, Evan Dreyer.
That intended for Josh Knoxon on that one.
20-14, and we knew this was going to be a good game. Two great football schools, two great schools, period. And that one's going off the left side, and probably a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
Potter on the carry.
Potter. Well, it's going to be about 3rd and 7 to go for the first down for Nevada Union, and they don't want to get stuck here in this hole. 7:43 to go. Here's Karakozov.
He was hit on the tackle.
The big guy with a big name, 6'3", 225-pound junior, tight end and defensive end. Cartan out to pass, and he's got a man. That's Beer Temple. Beer Temple is up near midfield and knocked out of bounds. He He is in Jesuit territory, down to about the 47-yard line.
Did you see what Bear Temple did after he caught the ball? He started heading up the field. As soon as he felt the pressure, boy, he wrapped that ball up with both hands. I'm sure the coaches told him, we do not need another fumble in this drive.
All right, here comes Nick Cartan, the senior quarterback, with the give up the middle and a short gain.
Here comes the replay of that pass. He just gets tattooed there, but he gets the ball off. Bear Temple's wide open. Makes the adjustment, makes the catch. Now he heads right up the field. As soon as he feels the pressure, see him double up on the ball, and there he goes. Great run by Bear Temple on that one.
29-yard reception, pass play for Bear Temple.
Again, another dive up the middle. Osborne on the tackle.
Ryan Herrera with the yardage, and it's going to bring up about a third and a long 3, maybe third and 4.
This is a big play for the Miners here.
42-yard line. They're in 2-down territory here, I would think, at this point in the ball game. And it's Ryan Herrera. No, it isn't. It's a keeper by Cartan. He's got the first down.
Good job by Cartan. He had a nice fake. He rode Herrera all the way through. As he hands it, on the wing, the quarterback will just kind of ride with his hands in the gut of the fullback. He pulls it out at the last second, sweeps it around the right side. Everybody bought it on the inside, and he was able to get the first down, including Pete.
This time it's a give to Rich Herrera around the right side, and he picks up some yardage.
Rich did a good job there. He followed his blockers. He had a couple inside moves, and then saw the seal, and then went to the outside. The pulling guard had come through the hole and kind of sealed off the linebacker. Instead of cutting inside, he went ahead and cut outside and got a couple more yards.
No rest for the weary. NU is right back to the line of scrimmage, and Ryan Herrera gets the ball. Good penetration on defense that time for Alex McKenzie of Jesuit.
You got Potter and Herrera brothers in the backfield right now, just playing havoc.
It's third down and about, a long yard, a short 2.
Yard and a half here.
The ball is on the 22-yard line. Nevada Union trailing by 6. Cartan gives it. Pitches it to Rich Herrera, and I believe he's close to a first down. We'll check the spot.
Alex McKenzie drove him out of bounds.
They're looking at it.
It's gonna be really close.
It might be fourth down here, but if it's fourth down, it's maybe a foot.
They're calling it fourth down, unless they're going to bring it out, but they're calling it fourth down, it looks like.
Well, with 5 minutes remaining in the game, you hate to say this is the season right here for NU because we got a ways to go, but this is a big, big play.
You see him right there as he's going out of bounds.
Oh, that's a nice shot by our crew.
Yeah. That's really close. That spot is, unfortunately they're very arbitrary, but man, you got to remember it's where he goes out of bounds. It's not where his foot is. It's where the ball is.
When his foot goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's sometimes it's really hard for newer officials. Of course, in the playoffs, we're not getting a lot of newer officials here. But here's the pitch. Cartan, Herrera comes around. He puts his head down, and he has the ball out in front. So when he's out of bounds right there, the ball's up.
Looks like he lost the ball when he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And Dave Humphers was saying something to the officials.
He was saying that I'm telling you what he's telling him is
that was a first down.
I don't care where his foot was. The ball was a half a yard in front of him.
About a foot to go for the first down. Cartan gives it to Ryan Herrera, and he's got the first down.
Boy, that was interior of the line really smacked down on that one for
first
Jesuit.
Down, Nevada Union. The ball is spotted right about the 20-yard line. And for Nevada Union, just under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Jesuit trying to keep NU from scoring here and keep their perfect season alive.
That was some tough yards right there for NU on that first down.
give to Rich Herrera up the middle. He's got a hole. He's still on his feet. Down to the 5 and down near the goal line. Touchdown, Nevada Union.
Nice inside run. Herrera again. Nevada Jesuit Marauders trying to tackle Herrera upstairs up on the upper body, and you're just not going to stop that young man trying to tackle him in the shoulder pads. He just kept his legs going, shoulder square to the goal line, and he got himself in. Poor tackling by the Marauders trying to take Herrera upstairs. He is not the kind of player you're going to tackle up around the shoulders.
Placed down and kicked, and it's Ulinski this time, and he's got it! And Nevada Union takes a 21-20 lead.
Great drive by the Nevada Union Miners, just pounding the ball and mixing up the plays, going from one hole to the other. You know, the wing tee to its perfection.
And the question you have to ask here, did they score too soon?
They're going. You can score twice, man. They'll let you do that in this league.
Oh my gosh. This has been a great ball game. A lot of heart on the part of both these teams. Some great exciting plays, and let's watch the replay.
Everybody's getting their money's worth today. See, here he goes. Nice, takes the inside there again. He sheds that block. Now look at these guys taking him upstairs. Here they are trying to hit him. He is just rolling off, and here's another guy trying to go for the ball. He hangs on the ball. Everybody's trying to take him upstairs, and all he does is just carry him all in the end zone. Come on, boys, jump on. I'll take you into the promised land.
Oh, man. What a run by Rich Herrera. You know, Ron, I got to give you credit once in a while. Once in a while, you're right. But you mentioned we got to get better at tackling when we're playing defense, and that time Jesuit was not able to rip that ball out. Devlin came over and tried. He did it before to Noxon earlier in the ball game, and look at that kick. The wind knocked that one right down. Picked up at the 25, and that's a nice job of Kevin Osborne. Couldn't quite get outside, but we have a flag on the play.
A good pursuit by the Nevada Union Miners. They had a couple guys break through, but then, you know, you got to love it. Every time they try to go to the outside, Jesuit does. They got a horde of white.
Illegal use of the hands. Jesuit, it'll be bringing that one back to about maybe the 12-yard line.
Here he is. He switches hands, trying to get the corner. He gets by one tackler, and here he is. Squares up. He breaks down, gets his hands on him. That was a great tackle. I mean, you know, the guy tried to push away from him, but he came in, squared up, and broke down and just kept him from putting a move on him.
4:24 to go in this Division I playoff game. Jesuit with the football. The Marauders. Boylan fakes a pitch, now pitches, and Doyle is tackled. Maybe even for a loss. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, that was a great defense. Man, the Miners are fired up right now. They are stopping everything. They faked the inside trap. They went to the pitch, the option, and they had it. They just had everybody covered on that one. The quarterback, if they kept it, he was going to get his head handed to him. And good defense by the Miners.
Well, the Miners faithful on their feet, rooting for their defense. Boylan looks off one receiver, looks the other way, and he's got a receiver for a first down, I believe. And
was it look like number 18? Is that who it looked like?
There he is, number 18, Andrew Rapatoni. And he has got the first down. So the ball is now out to the, looks like it's out to about the 20-yard line now. Boylan with the handoff. There's Doyle. He's stuffed.
He's got nothing.
He's got a bunch of white shirts on him.
I'll tell you what, you can just name off 9 Miners, and that's who made the tackle. That was a gang tackle. Hit early up front. Looked like Mike McLean.
This has just been a great game for everybody who's here.
Got a capacity crowd here. Look at that.
all the way
Look at the
around.
sidelines, all the way around. There's people everywhere.
In the end zone, Boylan is back to pass, and he's going to throw a bullet down the middle of the field, and he's got a receiver for a first down, and there's your man again. That's Brian Devlin. He has just been everywhere on this field for the Jesuit Marauders, and he catches a big one there out to the 36-yard line. Beer Temple in on the stop for Nevada Union. There's 2:29 to go in the ball game.
And the Hurricane is back.
And really the wind is blowing from right to left, but from the far side towards the near side as well, at a bit of an angle. And that ball is tipped and almost intercepted.
Brindley just about had he had his eyes on it. He was moving towards it.
Big Joe Rost, the big linebacker tight end, number 17, had his hands on that one for the Marauders. And now it's going to be second down from the 36-yard line. I mean, this Jesuit team, a lot of weapons. They can score in a hurry. 2:12 to go in the game. Nevada Union has fought back after trailing at the half, 17-6. They lead it 21-20. Boylan drops back over the middle, and he's got a receiver. Stopped immediately, but Evan Reeder there, number 14. Scott Baldwin in on the stop for NU. That brings up a third down and about 2 yards to go for the first down.
We're absolutely in 4-down time. With under 4 minutes.
Looks like we have a timeout. I'm not sure who the timeout was for. They signaled the other side of the field. Dave Humphers is on the field, and one of the Jesuit coaches is on the field as well.
I tell you,
this is a good time for a break.
Let's watch the replay. Drops it back. It's got a nice release, quick, right over the middle, but right there. Scott Baldwin is right there to make the stop.
A generous spot that time for the Jesuit Marauders. Boy, the Jesuit, what a tradition of football here at Jesuit High School over the years. Knocked Nevada Union out the last 2 years, and NU is trying to get the monkey off their back, shake a 2-game losing streak, which ended their Metro League season in 3rd place, and move on to the second round of the playoffs. They've shown a lot of heart. Jesuit has shown a lot of heart, and this one is not over. That's a lateral. We got a flag on this one, and stepping out of bounds in midfield.
Let's see who this is against.
Osborne.
If this is against Jesuit, this is just going to be a dagger to the heart.
I think it is, because it was thrown right at the snap of the ball, so it's probably some kind of a motion play against Jesuit.
Oh, man. I tell you what, with 1:55 left, 3rd and 1, and
they would have had the first down up at about the 48. But they're talking it over here. And maybe it was Ron, a procedure penalty. It was a procedure penalty, and it is against Jesuit. Sometimes they want to talk that over to, if a lineman is covered up, somebody else.
They want to make sure that what the line judge saw was what the back judge saw too.
So now the Marauders, really they're going to have 2 downs here to get this first down, but they have 3rd and about 7. The ball is on the 40, or excuse me, it's not on the 40, it's on the 39-yard line.
All I know is
3rd and about 7.
Jesuit's going the wrong way right now.
Boylan back to pass. There was a hold on the line, not called. That ball's incomplete, and now it's 4th down. Didn't see who it was, but somebody on the left side of that line was just held.
It looked to me like 53, Alonzo Durham was getting beat, so he reached out and grabbed the guy.
Well, that brings up a 4th down and 7.
I think it was Andrew Jackson who he was hooking.
1:51 to go in the ball game. NU clinging to a 1-point lead. Jesuit with the ball. 4th down. Their undefeated season on the line right here. Boylan, the quarterback, he's got Ross open. The ball is incomplete. The ball is incomplete as Brindley came through and tipped the ball away. A great defensive play by James Brindley. And the Miners have held. It's a minute 47 to go. Jesuit, I believe, has 2 timeouts remaining. So Nevada Union still will try to get that first down.
Brindley has played huge all game, and no play bigger than that one right there to stop the Marauders on 4th down. Here comes the NU now trying to get a first down and put this away.
Hang on to the ball. Rich Herrera picks up a couple.
Here comes the play on that last pass play from the
We have a
Marauders.
timeout being called too by Jesuit.
Nice snap throw. It's right there, but Brindley comes through and just makes a great defensive play. You know, the receiver turns around and looks like, you know, he wants something because he knows he just saw a great defensive play.
I think he knows he just saw an undefeated season go by the boards.
Well, I tell you what, it's
Joe Ross, what a great player he has been for Jesuit.
You just want to curb your temptation to celebrate right now because NU has fumbled several times in the last couple of quarters. But if they hang on to this ball and get a couple of yards, they're going to
be going to Napa. Ron Archuleta, the athletic director here for Jesuit.
Here you come again on the replay. He's waiting for him to spring loose. He comes back, and man, in comes Brindley just flying in, and he makes a great play. There's no
going right for the ball, no doubt about it.
There's no defensive interference on that one.
2nd down.
Oh, nice
Cartan, and he wraps the ball up, and now flags go down. 134.
I don't see a holding, but I don't know. You got a holding? Coach Willoughby here tells me we got a holding on the keeper on the option.
Rick Willoughby, our statistician today. Well, let's see what this call is here from the White Hat. It is going to be still 2nd down, but they're going to march it back.
Cartan, has just played the game of his life today. Coming up here as a senior quarterback, taking the opportunity to play in the undefeated Jesuit Marauders and answering the call. He has led this team back and just doing a great job. I mean, this is a game he will remember the rest of his life.
1:25 to go in the ball game. It ain't over yet. 2nd down at about 14, and wisely Cartan is going to wait until that clock rolls down. He's waiting for Humphers to tell him. Humphers gives him the signal. Rich Herrera with the football, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Jesuit calls what I believe is their last timeout. So now 1:04 to go. Nevada Union has a 3rd down and 11. They need to get the first down to keep the clock rolling. If they don't, I don't know, Ron, do you punt the ball away? Do you try for the first down on 4th down? I guess maybe it depends on how close you can get.
Well, unless you're just a foot away, you go ahead and you just try to coffin corner that ball, pin them back, and make them go 91 yards in 40 seconds.
Yeah, no one. Who's ever heard of a 99-yard 18-play drive in high school football? There's Dan Carmazzi, head coach for Jesuit. And this has just been a tremendous season for Jesuit. As usual, I mean, this is a team that's usually late into the CIF section championship hunt. Great program here. I've always had great baseball program as well. And this has been a treat for us to come down here and do this game at a school with a lot of rich tradition and just a really nice atmosphere here at Jesuit High School. And again, I started to say it, Ron Archuleta, thank you, athletic director here at Jesuit, for making us feel comfortable. Big program here. Here's our big-time quarterback, Nick Cartan, running around the left side, and he only picks up a couple of yards. So it's going to be 4th down and about, gee whiz, it'll be 4th down and about 10. I don't know, Ron, are you going to punt it here? Are you going to risk a long snap? going awry in this wind? What are you going to do?
Right now I'm going to let the clock tick down. I'm going to take a delay game, and then I'm going to go ahead and,
It's clicking. It's 33, 32, 31.
I'm going to kick it.
Going to get this.
He's going to call timeout. Cartan call timeout just before
27.5 seconds to go in the ball game. And let's see what Dave Humphers has up his sleeve in his playbook, in his bag of tricks for this situation.
This huge crowd here tonight has gotten their money's worth. This has been a big game, big-time high school game here in the Sacramento metro area, Sacramento East section. This is one of the better games you'll see. Two very big-time programs. Big-time programs built on tradition and long-term success. And it's just sad one of these guys is going to go home this week and end their season.
But if you remember picking up the paper the other day, I called Coach Humphers after I saw what was written in the Sacramento Bee. Jesuit was going to win the Division I, and they didn't even mention Nevada Union as one of the contenders. Didn't even mention them. So I called him and I said, "So did you guys cancel the bus down here? You're not coming?" I didn't hear back from him, but I think we've heard back now.
Yeah,
he's had a game plan, and he has got this team motivated, and hats off to the Miners.
They'll be back on the bandwagon now.
Now here's the punt, and the punt is with 24 seconds. It's not a great punt, but it doesn't last very long on the field. Only about 21.5 seconds to go in the game now. Tried a little pooch punt, and I think the wind again playing havoc with the passing game and the punting game here.
Just kind of knocked it down there, a little pooch there. He didn't want to put too much on it. But with this offense, he probably doesn't get a whole lot of time to punt.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We are at the 33-yard line, 32-yard line. Jesuit with the ball. They need to go 68 yards, and here's a bomb down the field, incomplete. Kind of a wobbly pass, and it was intended
for Michael Spencer.
And it was overthrown.
Yeah, not a bad pass in this horrible wind. Kind of a little bit of a duck at the end, but he got a little bit of strength behind it, and that's what he's got to do. I mean, he's got to take a couple of shots, and I don't know. I'm the kind of coach right now that you pull out your bag of tricks right now. If you got a hook and ladder, or if you got a
15 seconds to go, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a wide receiver to the right. Ross goes in motion to the right, and Ross curls over the middle. And Boylan going to the right. He's pressured. He's got to throw this one up, and it's going to be picked off. Nevada Union is going on to the second round of the Division I playoffs as James Brindley has just picked off Boylan. Now there's too many Miners on the field, and if they're not careful, they're going to get a penalty here. There's only 4.6 seconds left to go, though. And we got guys out there who aren't in full uniform, so we see a flag, we'll understand why, and there it is, right there. So it doesn't matter. You'll just take a kneel down, and the ball game's going to be over.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's exciting, but rightfully so. The game is not over. You got guys out there who aren't even suited down. Injured players running out there to high-five their teammates.
We got basketball players out there. Here's the pass, and it's just thrown up in the wind. He
threw it off his back foot, and
it was a prayer.
He had a big Andrew Jackson bearing down on him, and he saw that. He let it go off his back foot, got it up in the air, and of course, rightfully so, James Brindley goes up, gets an interception to cap off a great game for him, and
we hear the chants from the crowd, but I was going to ignore it.
But I'll tell you. Here we go. He's going to roll out right. He's waiting. He rolls out right. Here comes the pressure, and throws off the back foot there. Just throws up kind of a duck, and Brindley adjusts well to the ball, and he's going to come up with a game-ending interception right there. And this is going to put a little bit of lifeblood back into the minor team for the playoff run.
He's just a junior, James Brindley.
Oh, man. He's going to be back next year terrorizing the Metro.
Boy, there's a couple of good drives by NU in this ball game. Then the last game-winning drive was something else, but that 99-yard drive coming out after halftime. There's the kneel down, and Cartan, the senior quarterback, who has played probably a third of the way all year long, carried his teammates and showed the senior leadership out here today against the multiple defenses that Jesuit throws at you with all the talent that they have. And for Jesuit, like Colfax last night, a 10-0 season turns into a 10-1 season, and just like that, it's over.
So two of the undefeateds in this and perennial powerhouses have fallen in the first round. Jesuit, who came in here ranked number 2 and undefeated, taking on the number 3 team from the Metro. You know, not anybody giving them much hope, not a lot of respect, and they came in and played a great game, played some real hard-nosed football, and just took it to these the Jesuit Marauders, who did play a great game, but boy, I tell you, the Miners look to be playing real inspired ball today.
That offensive line, you can't say enough about them. They just,
man, those guys made it happen today.
Put together a 91-yard drive like that is just, that was a thing of beauty all the way down. And
if I was the Herrera brothers, I'd be taking those 5 guys to a buffet tonight.
Yeah, they did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
There they are. Look at those two right there.
Those guys look like, man, those guys are hard-nosed. Those guys just look like football players.
Ryan and Rich, and they're talking to the TV cameras. There's somebody there, probably one of the local TV stations, which they do a great job here in Sacramento. All the high school football coverage, and now the fans are streaming out on the field.
This is a great game for the minor program. I mean, you know, in other years when they've come out here and been the favorites and just performed, you know, everything was expected. This year, like we said, the papers and a lot of the coaches in the area were leaving them for dead, and they got up together, and Coach Humphers got them together, and they came out here and showed everybody that the minor magic doesn't have to be out of Nevada City. It can be down here in Sacramento and Carmichael too. And they've done a great job today, and you can't take anything away from the Jesuit Marauders. They played tough. They have some great athletes. But
wow, what a game!
But they had a great game. Here comes one of the big plays of the game. Replay. Cartan makes a great pass. He just look at the hit he takes. He gets it over. Here's. Bear Temple makes a great catch. He comes back to the ball and then makes the run up the sidelines, covers up the ball. He sees it, puts his and look right there. Instead of going out of bounds, he goes ahead. He puts his helmet down and heads into the defender and makes a huge play.
That was a 29-yard reception right there. Right after that, NU had a 4th and 1. Ryan Herrera gets the first down at the 20. And in the very next play, Rich Herrera busts up the middle for a 20-yard touchdown play. Chris Ulinski with the kick that won the ball game. And 21-20 Nevada Union. That came with 4:31 to go in the game. They then had to hold off Jesuit, and they did so. And the mighty Jesuit Marauders were just 1 point under the determined Nevada Union Miners here at Loyola Field in Carmichael. Let's take a look at that 20-yard run.
You look at that field right now, and that's what makes high school football great. The whole community's out there. They're all just sharing in this great moment with these kids. That's what makes Foothill football great, is the whole community gets behind these kids, and you know, everybody wins together. It's just wonderful. Here comes the winning touchdown here. Potter goes in motion, just handoff. Here we go. We got the guard pulling, and man, he just lead block, and they just power the ball through. Here again, Marauders trying to go for the ball.
Devlin coming in,
hitting the ball. He's trying to rip the ball out there. Instead of tackling, he's trying to get the turnover. And what happens is Herrera just, you tells him to jump on his back and I'll carry you into the end zone also. Just, I do not know what the philosophy was trying to strip the ball. They got the ball once or twice, but then, later in the game it just killed them. So, you just can't say enough about that NU offensive line making some huge blocks there. Herrera brothers just running crazy. How does Nevada City keep producing these great running backs year after year? Just they don't rebuild, they just reload.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Two great kids. Coach Humphers says never really had two high-profile twins like that at a running back position, but he says he just really enjoys it. They're both their biggest fans. They're so supportive. They're team players. And then he's had two quarterbacks all year. The junior Ty Smith, who's carried most of the load, really came into his own in that vintage game, and threw for 160 yards in that game, and he's thrown most of the time this year. But I asked him, I said, are you going to go with a junior in a big game like this against Jesuit? He says, that might be a lot of pressure to put on any junior. So I had a hint earlier in the week that he might go with Nick Cartan, and in fact he did, and now we see that Cartan did come through. But you know what? Ty Smith has gotten this team here too, and he said that the two of them are very supportive of one another, and they're both great kids, both 4.0 type students, both very smart and good athletes. Both worked very, very hard in the off season over the summer in camps, and he knew he was going to have two good quarterbacks. A pleasant problem, but no quarterback controversy here at NU. He's handled it very well. And that young man right there, number 11, Nick Cartan, maybe your player of the game right there. Although you could go down the list, and Bear Temple had a great game. James Brindley, of course, the Herrera brothers, as we mentioned, Chris Ulinski with the kickoffs and the extra point kick that actually put them ahead. Jacob Moore, Scott Baldwin, just some great hitting going on that defensive line, and Josh Noxon with some key catches. Brian McFadden was not able to come back from his injury, but he was going up and down the sideline. We mentioned the offensive line. Lopez with an outstanding game. Andrew Jackson did an outstanding game on the line. Thomas Brindley on defense. Trying to cut my microphone. Doing whatever we can. The overhang here is about ready to blow away, and we're just going to say that we're very, very happy to have been a part of this game. And
real quickly, the Herrera brothers in the second half, Rich 65 yards with a 20-yard TD, and Ryan with 58 yards and a 1-yard TD and a 2-point conversion, and 65 yards passing in the second half for Nick Cartan.
So there you go. Well, let's tell you that our Foothill game of the week, Miners Road to the section title, is being underwritten by Liberty Motors. Gary Alkenbrack hopes you've enjoyed this terrific CIF playoff game.
Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals. The Hanson family congratulates the dedication of all the players and coaches.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance. Robin and Mike Bratton are proud of the homecoming traditions of NU football.
By Placer Title Company. Larry Ingersoll and Sally Vigil are proud to be underwrite televised high school sports for you.
By Paulette's Country Kitchen. Paulette and John are proud of their son, Bo Castle, and all of his NU teammates. Bo done a good job at tight end this year.
Grass Valley Glass. The Sawin family is proud of their son Curtis and all the NU players, especially after this win.
Smiley Services. Everybody's smiling today. Sharon Purrington salutes the character of high school sports. Also, Top This Truck and Auto Accessories. Chuck Cavros and everyone at Top This support Foothill Sports. Okay.
Pro Glass supports NU football and other youth programs.
Now we get to Smiley Services. Thank you, Sharon Purrington.
Beam Easy Living Center. The Beam Center supports NU sports.
Would they say Coach Humphers having a birthday? Somebody's singing happy birthday. Hills Flat Lumber Company, the Pardini family is your neighbor up in Colfax. Stop by and talk some Falcon football with them.
Land Craft Landscape Construction, Homecraft Building and Design. Tony Barros and Brian Foster love to present minor football on local TV.
And, of course, by Touchdown Productions, championship television for the Foothills. Join us next week as we present the first round of the NorCal Volleyball Playoffs. Enjoy the game of the week on our expanding Foothill network of stations. ACTV, Channel 20 in Auburn, USA Media, Channel 23 in Colfax and Bear River, NCTV, Channel 11 in Grass Valley and Nevada City, and our newest station, Lake of the Pines, Channel 7. There's Casey. Up on the big lift. Nice job, Casey. He's behind us getting all those shots. It's a windy day. You can tell by the hair it kind of got blown around a little bit.
Boys had to battle from behind.
Here's Dave Humphers.
Had to battle through a lot of stuff. And come back and you kept believing. I didn't see not one person on this football team not believe that we were going to do it. I knew we were going to do it the whole time. Okay?
Well, you did say
And,
14.
Okay. Pretty close. Pretty close. Huh? I got a guy.
You got a guy!
Made a great catch. Big first down. Big yards. Goes on for our, one of our second half drives that was huge. JP.
Brindley. Oh, JP, Beer Temple. Okay.
Hey, we had no chance.
I'm enjoying this. There's our executive producer, Gilbert M. Dominguez. Chiron operator, Brandon Duckett, none better. Camera operators, Grady Fike, Casey Dominguez, and Chris Glass. Your announcers, Pete Dufour, along with my partner, Ron Roskelley. Happy to be here and part of this today. Underwriting coordinators, Gil Dominguez and Ron Davis. Office manager, Patty Costa. Okay, Ron, you take it from here.
Distribution, ACTV, Casey Dominguez. LOP USA, Kurt
Hagenauer.
I'm having a hard time seeing with the sun. NCTV, Bill
Carlquist.
Remote Facilities, The Commander. Scissor lift courtesy of Chris and Janice Duckett. Stats courtesy MaxPreps.com.
Touchdown Productions. There you see us. Nevada City Highway. Give us a call, 274-2206, 274-2882. And we appreciate you giving us some feedback at touchdownproductions.com. We want to hear from you, so let us know. So we'll be following Nevada Union. I imagine we're going to be going to Napa. Imagine from the talk that I saw at halftime with Gil that he's going to put us up at a nice hotel down there. Talking with Steve Pilcher, the athletic director for Nevada Union. So we'll be down there, or probably the Big M and the Big A will be back doing the game. And we want to thank Marty and Jim very much for helping us out and get us as prepared as they could for this ball game.
It's been fun. I've enjoyed it today. You know, NU has been years and years of tradition, and you know, back in the '80s, I was able to coach against the Miners down at Placer, but
There's Allie Daly, one of the best volleyball players around. We remember her from Little League.
Yeah,
she used to play back in Little League. Quite a kid, good family, and she could just do it all. And she's now doing it all on the volleyball court. So you'll be watching her, don't forget, on Touchdown Productions as they are in the playoffs, and hopefully they'll get deep into the playoffs. But what a tremendous football game today. What a great venue, a place to watch a game. Thank you, Jesuit, for making us at home here and providing such a great program all year long for us to be keeping track of. And we wish you all the best. But it will be this time, unlike the last 2 years, the Nevada Union Miners winning this game and moving on to the second round of the playoffs as they'll be taking on Napa next week from Napa. So that'll be a lot of fun, and we know that you'll be following along on your local cable TV company. So, for Ron Roskelley and Gil Dominguez and our entire Touchdown Productions crew, this is Pete Dufour thanking you for joining us and for being a part of the greatest game around, which is any game that's played by your local high school team. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody. The final score from Loyola Field, Jesuit High School in Carmichael, the Nevada Union Miners 21 and the Jesuit Marauders 20. So long, everybody.
Good night, folks.